everybody, and welcome to the Greyhawk channel. I am Little Red Dot, the DM, and I guess the person going to be talking to you tonight about the awesome channel that you're tuning into, as well as the campaign. So, if you're here with us tonight, you are here for the Birthright of the Pomarj, a interesting take on the orc culture and right to the land known as the Pomarj in the Greyhawk world. But before I dive too far in, because tonight is our penultimate episode, which means we got some, I hate to say it, but some shit may hit the fan tonight, gang. I'm just going to be real with you. If you didn't show up for a fight, well, you might want to turn around and come back because tonight might be the night. Yeah, but let's go around and meet the awesome crew that we've got with us who are going to be playing our characters. So make sure you introduce those as well. And we're going to just go right down the line. Chris, you're up first.
Hello, I am Chris, Pangalactic. I am playing Dren the Placeless, the Orc Bard, who has been chronicling Tirosh Mock's rise and subsequent fall throughout this whole thing. I cannot fucking wait to hit some monsters. So excited to kill things. It's what I need today.
Well, I can't wait to give you that because I too look forward to it. Boom, boom, boom. Little fight action. Next, right on down the line, we have Scott.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy tonight, so I'm going to try and be silent as I can, so you don't have to hear me compulsively sniffle. But I am here to play Dristan Traherne, everyone's favorite D&D dad.
Dad!
I'm going to be hanging back and healing the party for the most part. Hopefully, I don't have to swing a sword too much. But when push comes to shove, Dristan's really, I think, come to care for these people, so he'll step in the way if need be.
Oh. And next up, we've got our saltiest of gingers.
Hello. I'm Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter, she, her pronouns. Tonight, I am playing Ricky Thorngage, who is a halfling monk and also really, really enjoys killing people. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. She's nestled. She's a little spoon in front of a big old half-orc behind her.
That's
right. So she's having a good day. She's having a good day.
She's nestled between the bulging legs of a...
The bulging?
You know that he's going to have those, like, giant... Ripped. Yeah, you know that he does leg day every day. Every day is leg day for him.
That's every day.
Awesome. Yeah, and last but certainly not least, Paul, who plays your role. How are you?
Hello, I'm Paul. I'm good. I am going to be playing Ural, the Orc Paladin, whose faith has been tested multiple times and clearly in need of anger management, but he just can't afford it. Maybe someday. But yeah, I'm hyped and ready to smash faces and just smash faces. Yeah.
Okay, so I have this feeling everybody's ready to smash some things this evening and or heal them. You know, you can come at it from both sides. But before we jump in, again, let me welcome you to the Greyhawk channel. If you're not already a follower or subscriber, come join us in this awesome thing we do called Tabletop RPG and storytelling, which is why I'm here. I am your GM for tonight. I will be facilitating these awesome characters through what is hopefully not their last day on this place called Greyhawk. No,
that's ominous as hell.
I'm Little Red Dot, and I'm really glad you guys could join us. If you are interested in supporting, you can do so, like I said, by subscribing and following, but you can also hit up the awesome sponsors that make this channel possible. If you scroll below, you can find out who those are, and show them all the love. When you support them, you support Greyhawk. And last but certainly not least, you can donate to affect our game. In fact, providing divine favor to anybody in the party. So you can read all about donations and how you can do that as well below. But let's take a second before we hop in and pick up between the legs of a half-orc. I would like to see what you remember from last week, because you guys had quite a lot dropped on you, at least in terms of like information and beginning to tie some of the pieces together. Yeah. What do you remember? Anybody?
I remember that this orc dude is a fucking dick, man.
You think Tirosh is a firstborn?
Yeah, he is.
And a coward.
And a coward.
And a coward.
Clearly doesn't understand the concept of clothes.
Well,
That's okay.
he was
He eventually- He
sleeping.
eventually put them on.
Right, so Tarash's firstborn, his name,
Kagra.
Kagra.
Damn it! I had
You
it.
said it right the first time.
I know. Damn it.
Kagra, who you guys found located at the pits, the fighting pits on the outskirts. I say the outskirts, about half a day's ride from Packrell, which was where you were located. But that was where our story ended. Does anybody remember what happened when you were in Packrell?
Crazy basement woman.
Yeah, we met Tarash's mom.
You did.
And she told us some stuff about him, and she seemed to know a lot, which is very rude of her, frankly, to know things. So we ignored her, and yep, there are blind women. Dren had dreams. I have theories that are out of character completely and not in character. So, and then we ran away from some bites. Filthy, dirty, disgusting bites.
Oh yeah, there was a ton of birds.
Mm-hmm.
There were a ton of birds. So, yes, there was a crazy basement woman. Let me see if I can wrap all those ideas into a linear perspective for you.
We nailed it.
Just when it's done.
So
we nailed it.
You guys, after evenings kind of apart on your own, having some intimate moments, diving into your own, we'll say, struggles, found out that the well at the center of Packrell may not be may not be as simple as just a well. After being coaxed by a blind woman who Dren saw in his dreams, she slit his hand, or encouraged him to slit his hand, and drop blood into the fountain. After doing so, all four of them chose to drink from it when asked, allowing them to pass into a sacred space. Which I don't know that they knew was sacred, but it was. A secret and sacred place that was Tarash's kind of private quarters, who seemed to be empty except for his mother, who was holding the place down. And she informed them of quite a few bits of information, including the family tree, the blood-drawn family tree that resides on the wall. Ural was kind enough to offer his blood to show us exactly how that worked, outlining all of Tarash's lineage, including all the women and or men he had been with, and their spawns. Seeing all 22 that were mentioned, and watching right before their eyes 2 more of them disappear, being scratched from the wall magically. She told you that there was a single hope to locate the firstborn of Tarash, a male heir, because the book that Dren was secretly carrying proceeded to tell us that it is not Tarash who is to lead the orc and orc kinsmen to a new tomorrow. It is in fact the second born of the Mock line, so the grandson of the original Mock. So they set out. Thanks, Sabric, for those cheers. Kill all the things. We will kill all the things. So they set forth to find this heir, Tarash's firstborn, who was kind of not a good person, and is a chosen by choice, fights in the pits, the work pits, this Kagra. And only after some coaxing, we'll call it, and talk, did they convince him. But upon their leaving to head deeper into the Sus Forest, where Ricky once again informed us is where they took Tarash, the crows, or the ravens, of the Dark Brotherhood, or the Secret Brotherhood, begin to line up around the exterior. Probably thanks to Carl, I'm going to be real honest with everybody. And that's where we leave off, with the 6 of you tearing ass from the stables on horseback. If you want to take a peek, for everybody that's in Roll20, I have pulled a new map for the rest of the Pomarj that we have not seen. So for everybody's knowledge, you guys came from... you guys kind of came out of this southwestern area, up, past Deerfield, which you'll see right here. Did it mark it? Oh no, I have to have a pointer. I'm sorry. Deerfield, which is down here. Ping it. There it goes. And have kind of come up into this area. And this direction, and Packrell is in here. The Sus Forest, as you can see, lays giant before you. And you guys don't have very far of a ride before you reach the perimeter. You were given the name of a location where his mother believes that they are taking them. For good reason. This location, she informed you, has the facilities necessary for a large-scale ritual. One that will potentially wipe the orc bloodline from Greyhawk. Or anybody that is of thick orc blood, as they like to call it.
So no pressure to do well then.
Right. So no pressure. Mass genocide, no big deal. No big deal. So you guys easily reach the edge of the swamp. I'm going to give you guys a chance, knowing this new information, having Kagra here willingly, we'll say, to begin discussing what is your plan of action when you reach it? Do you know that this temple that you're looking for is deep in the swamp? That is literally all you know, that it's going to be near the center area, is what she told you.
Plan, right? Plan.
God.
Plan.
We're famously good at that.
Yeah, we could find some birds and follow them.
Yeah.
Not just Kagra, not just like random birds. The ones that you were so scared for that you ran away from them like a little baby.
I did no such thing.
I saw it. I mean, I didn't see you, but I saw the little scampering of footsteps in the dust.
No.
You scamper real well.
I don't scamper, he says. Right in your ear in a bolsterous voice, because I guess you're writing tiny.
We're like riding while we're talking,
yeah,
right?
you
Like,
guys are like riding as fast as you can across this kind of like open plain, up to what is going to be the edge, kind of the edge in here. This is probably where you'll get to. Now, for our three orcs in the party, you're fully aware that the Sus Forest is an extraordinarily dangerous place. People don't just like stroll through the Sus Forest because it's not really a forest. It's a giant swamp. The worst kind of swamp. The one where like you step the wrong place and the earth will absorb you.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's a very, very dangerous place. That being said, there are multiple outposts inside of the Sus Forest. And this area tends to be completely what's the word I'm looking for? It seems to completely controlled, we'll say, by Tarash and his men. It's well known that you guys have taken over most of this, and if it's not your men, it's things like goblins and such that will easily bow to your will.
and they would know me and Dren, right?
If not, you could definitely introduce yourself and make a vie for it. But yeah, there would be people here that if you told them that you were in his command army, you'd be able to scathe through pretty quickly.
Cool. Do we know how far into the Sus Forest the place we're going is?
No, because actually, why don't you, now that you know the temple and that it's located here and kind of the area, why don't you all roll me a history? I kind of gave you general knowledge that most people would hold for the Sus Forest, but let's see if you get anything extra out of that.
Cool.
Just knowing things. So, oof. On a 19, Ural. Oh, on a 30.
I love bards.
Shit. Okay. Dang.
Oh,
Oh my god! You guys just like boom, 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 stepped up. Okay, so
Tell us all this.
I have to tell you all the things. No, I'll try to make it short, sweet, and to the
I
point.
write
So
history.
this swamp was not always managed by the orcs and goblins. Long before that, a group known as the Sul. This was their home. They had a city. Whispers of a city that lived here, though nobody has ever really been able to excavate it entirely, because the lore goes that the city was swallowed whole by the swamp. That the atrocities that the Sul committed, and you should know the Sul eventually become the Brotherhood. the atrocities that the Sul committed, Mother Nature, it was whispered that Mother Nature herself ate them and swallowed the city, this giant city that housed tens of thousands of people whole. At the center of the city laid a very, very important temple, which you can only assume is this one. And for those looking for the lost city of the Sul's lost city, you will only be able to see the peak of this temple out of the swamp.
Cool.
That is your assumption when they say temple in the swamp that you guys can rightfully put together, and definitely at a 30 and a nat 24, you would know that that definitely has to be the place. The Sul chose this location because it was hard and difficult to get to. The forest or swamp acted as a natural barrier from the outside world. So they would have it deep inside the center of the sus forest.
Cool.
So we're looking for the peak of a temple sticking out of the ground?
Pretty much. Out of the swamp, yeah, the wet swamp.
Would we know roughly where it's positioned?
Yeah, you guys would know, I would say if it's going to get into the deepest parts of it, just here is kind of the area nobody treads. This is
Cool.
the thickest, wettest, darkest place of the forest. But you'll see, and I'm going to zoom in for everybody at home. I may have to reset my stuff later, but there are quite a few things here. There's a couple hobgoblin camps, and goblin camps, as well as the main, like, stronghold or empire, if you would, of what was Tarash's area, is all here.
So my home.
Yeah, basically your home. Yeah. Lots of goblins live in this place, but seem to be in at least a functional, we'll call it, partnership with with Tarash and his reign over this area.
Cool. And it looks like there's a road that goes some of the way up there, but does it go through like hobgoblin and goblin camps? Is that what I'm
It
looking at?
does. This would be main roads taken by goblins, but then again, you all would have to take them too. They're kind of regularly traveled, but you're definitely gonna, you're gonna come in contact with some of the hobgoblins in this area. It does end, obviously, and then you kind of you would have to go off path or off trail, if you would.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What is our plan?
As you all ride, that is what you're trying to decide.
Well, the first thing is we have to locate the temple and then survey it from there. Clearly, we have the offspring,
The package.
the package,
Well,
Payload.
and our objective is to make sure he stays alive and rescue Tarash.
It's good that we're bringing him right where they want him and everything.
Well,
I thought you said I was coming to fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're fine. Yeah, you're
don't
fine.
die. Just don't die. If you die, it's all over.
Yes, there will definitely be
Wait a
fighting.
second. What do you mean it's all over?
We did explain this to him.
We've explained this to you, Kagra.
Oh, right, about some prophecy that I'm supposed to take.
Yeah.
Come on, keep up with it, Kagra. Come on.
What?
How old are you, Kagra? Did you just go?
Not the prophecy, Calgra. The fact that if you die, all orc kind will die.
Right.
Well, not indirectly. Your death will lead to the entire annihilation of the orcs.
Maybe.
Probably.
Most definitely.
Okay.
He goes silent after all of this. He's like,
we win.
So, listen, clearly we need to figure out where this temple is. Dren, any idea? Ricky, Tristan, do you guys know the swamps at all? I mean, I'm pretty sure Dren and I are quite familiar with this area. It is our home, but
I might know them like a little.
Do I look like a man who knows these swamps?
Where's that smile? There it is. He doesn't know the swamps.
This is
No, not at all.
I have a question.
no, Carl, you're still.
Oh fuck! I forgot Carl was a thing.
What is it? What is it, Carl?
Well,
forgot about Carl.
if swamps. How are we gonna get there?
Oh my fucking god, that's
Well,
what we're
we-
talking about.
we're
We're
going
literally discussing
towards-
that now, Carl.
Yeah, well, first of all, Carl, our main objective was to get away from the freaking birds, okay?
Oh,
And now we're trying to figure out where exactly we need to go.
okay.
Keep up, Carl.
Carl, keep your eye in the sky. Make sure we're not being followed.
You're all. This is not my home. Pacarel is my home. You may be best served to lead us here.
All right, well then let me take a look here. I'm gonna kind of pull back. I'm assuming by now we're in the clear with the crows, or are they still kind of like? Are
If
we
you guys want to
looking
make
for-
like hard perception checks at naked eye, no, they're not
Mhm.
following. You're in pretty open terrain at this point. Mostly
Okay.
the ground is mostly hard rock and dirt.
23.
Why did
Oh,
yours
yeah.
come out gray?
Because I had it toggled wrong. So
Oh,
23.
okay.
At 23, you do not. Ricky, what do your halfling eyes see? They see nothing, except for a storm brewing in the distance.
Which way?
Off the east, it looks like it's going to be coming in from the coastline.
Toward the swamp?
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Awesome.
Then all right, so I'm gonna slow down, and Ural's gonna kind of survey the area, trying to figure out exactly where he thinks he might be.
None of you guys can talk to animals, can you?
No,
No.
My
I
dad
mean,
can talk to
I
animals.
can talk to them like you can talk to them. They just
No, that's useless. I'm talking about no.
why do you ask that?
Because they would know which way to go, probably.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to speak such critters.
One time I heard that you can also talk to plants.
Can you talk to plants, Carl?
Carl talks to everything.
Well, actually,
Oh my god.
Please say Carl can talk to plants. That would be amazing.
I'm gonna.
sometimes I talk to the daffodils back at home, and they say things to me.
Now, when you say you talk to daffodils,
Is he fucking lying?
are you saying like like he talks to daffodils, or
Like, are you using air quotes,
Yeah.
Carl?
yeah,
Oh.
or do they talk back?
Had you been drinking and/or hit on the head when this happened?
You doing shrooms, Carl?
Are you eating the daffodils,
no, the
Carl?
mushrooms told me not to eat them.
Yeah.
What do
Does
these?
Carl have an undiagnosed mental illness that we're not aware of?
No, he doesn't. He can
mean-
talk to plants.
So before,
Would you
I
like
make
me
a
to
decision.
try?
yeah, I guess it can't hurt, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you wanting to wait till we
Finally
get
found
to
it
the
useful.
swamp, or you guys want to just like pull over and find the nearest plant to chat to?
Let's wait.
Yeah, I say let's get to the swamps, and then Carl can start talking to
I
flowers.
feel like we should find out now if he can actually talk to plants.
Should we?
Team vote.
With a little bit of finagling, I can talk to an animal, but it can't like talk back.
Mm.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I could like promise an animal something in exchange for taking us to where we want to go. However, I have no way of guaranteeing it'll actually know anything. It'll just be able to understand me.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's like is that the one that's like light? It's like where basically you can give basic instruction and communication to animals but you can't actually speak their language.
No, I don't know what spell you're talking about, but if I cast tongues on an animal,
Oh.
it can understand any spoken language.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I'd be able to talk to it. We'd all be able to talk to it, but
Right.
it can't talk back.
Got you.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope.
But it would understand
Us.
common.
It would understand any language we speak to it.
Oh, then I can talk to it. Because I can telepathically communicate with it if it shares a language.
I think that might work.
Or Carl can talk to his
I say that's dope. Like you
Cool.
telepathically communicating with a squirrel that has tongues cast on it is something I absolutely want to see.
So, all right, Carl, we're gonna save your flower talking abilities for a minute here.
Oh, okay.
This seems a little bit more reliable since I can't really trust whether or not you talk to plants or he talks to plants. You know what I mean?
I can talk
So-
in people's heads.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Why does that not surprise me?
Do you want to see?
Why are we only just hearing about this?
You never asked.
I guess that's fair.
It's not a question I regularly ask people.
You need to expand your horizons. I'm gonna go like this and go, "Hey, Kagra," in his head.
Oh God.
Is she talking to anyone?
My mouth's
I'm like
not
looking
moving.
back and forth. No, I'm asking like, is she doing it?
Then I'm gonna do. You're warm.
Who said that? Who said?
Who said what?
Nobody
Who's
said
it?
anything.
Can't help it. I'm warm-blooded.
What do you? Ah, okay, Ricky.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Ricky. All right. Well, she demonstrated her ability.
Then I do this.
Did you just high five yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you slapped his thigh or something.
No, she looks at he looks at all of you and makes sure she can't see him, and he like motions. She's weird. He like points down at her.
And I'm gonna look at me like, no shit.
Yeah. She'll also kill you if she hears you say that.
What'd you say, Kagra?
Nothing. No, I didn't say nothing. Stay out my head.
So did Dristan express that he can do that, or were you telling us that out of character?
I think Tristan expresses that it's possible for him to do. And tongues is a spell I have been preparing since we leveled up.
Cool.
But I think
Seriously,
it only lasts for about an hour, so it might be more beneficial to do it closer to about where we need to go. Then again, if it's a long enough ride, I can cast it 3 times a day at this point, so it's not that bad.
Would me knowing this area would I be able to lead us in the correct direction of where I think myths and urban legends and all of that might lead to?
I would say that you have a very good knowledge of the goblin area and the hobgoblin area, because like you have to pass through it, as well as, so let me draw. I'll draw again down here. So this whole area is pretty well used. Okay, all along the water and then down this road here, because obviously it leads to the work, like his large encampment. It is this centralized area here, this like darker area, that is the scary part. This one.
Gotcha.
That is it's kind of an unknown area, and it's something that nobody really treads into. So you can at least get them to the outskirts of this area and know that once you get there, maybe that's when you need to start doing some detective work.
Okay, so I explain all that and just basically say there's a couple of outposts where the goblins and hobgoblins are. I don't really want to mention where our like empire is, I guess, but I kind of direct that it's within this area.
Yep.
And what we'll do is there's a deeper area of the swamp that not many venture towards. It's not really known. That's the best guess that I could have, is where we'll find this doomsday temple that we're trying to locate. And once we get to that area, we can see if we can find a critter that might have a better understanding and knowledge of that area.
Did you say hobgoblin?
No.
No.
I'm pretty sure you said hobgoblin.
No.
Carl.
Are you afraid of hobgoblins, Carl?
Well, aren't you afraid of hobgoblins?
We are bigger than hobgoblins. We're not. He doesn't know that.
But they eat human flesh.
So do orcs.
Carl, has our trip meant, like, have you learned nothing from our entire trip together?
Okay.
I swear to God, I'm gonna leave this kid in this forest or swamp.
How many times does someone need to be told to shut up before they shut up?
One more time at least.
Let's move on.
You guys pick up pace, and you begin riding very rapidly. The sun reaches kind of mid-evening, we'll call it. It is not down, but it is going down.
You said the sun, and I assumed you meant Kagra.
Oh, yeah. And as you ride, you begin to come up, we'll say, Ural, to the very first kind of hobgoblin camp. It is teeming with hobgoblins.
We probably just want to get through this place, right? It's probably like the best bet, not to linger
Keep
not
going.
to get any unwanted attention, because my assumption is people still don't know about Tarash Mach and all that and what happened.
Would I still have like a banner of Tarash Mach with me?
If you carry something like that or a patch or something, I'm sure you've got something with Tarash's.
I mean, my shield and armor
Yeah,
is
there you
like
go.
covered with his.
Yeah,
his
and you're
signature.
leading the group, so you're good there.
Yeah, so if we're riding under his banner, we probably won't get stopped by anybody.
So if we're heading towards this hobgoblin camp, does it look like we have to go through it, or is there any way around it?
It's almost like, there's like a path, a main path, and the goblin camp is offset just off the path, like into kind of a clearing in the woods. Let me start showing you guys a little bit of what this swamp area looks like, because it is I have reference images tonight. Oh my. Woo. Whoop, whoop. Now that you kind of know where you're going, not that that's gonna matter too much. But the swamp is dense, and there are patches of a lot of like wet area. Let's see if I got that in a place. I think that one. Yeah, perfect. Now everybody can see it. Okay. So there's like dry land, and there'll be these like patches of wet, swampy ground. So they're gonna be offset on an embankment probably, where they've like set up camp, a drier area. So on this image kind of over here by a left near a tree or something like that. You guys are riding a path that'll go straight next to it, not in it or pass through it, but it's going to go right past it.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
So how you approach that's up to you. If you want to ride right past it, you can definitely give it a try.
Yeah, we got the banner. Let's just go for the most direct route.
Okay. There are two kind of, we'll call them gruffer hobgoblins that stand here, and like right on the outskirts of their camp, clearly watching the main road. And both of them take note at the banners and the shields that Ural carries, and they don't say anything, though one leans over to the other and whispers something.
Damn.
I don't speak Goblin.
They make eyes at Carl, at Ricky, who gives them the middle finger.
Yep.
And the human, Driston, as well.
So before I make this very decision, how would I expect the attitude of the residents of the swamp?
Probably most of them are going to be hostile to anything but themselves, and probably standoffish, at least, even with the Tarash's armies. I mean, they've kind of been bullied into being on his side.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was kind of like, be on my side or you become one of everybody else.
So they respond to fear.
Oh, for sure. They're just goblins.
Oh,
Goblins.
yeah.
They're not smart at all. Yeah, you can intimidate them into what you need or want.
All right. Can I try kind of like try to intimidate them and be like, the fuck you looking at kind of thing?
One of them, he makes a noise as you like ride past, and the both of them like take their eyes to the ground because they know that they can't really say or do anything. And as soon as the last horse passes them, one of them bolts off in the direction of the camp, as if to share information.
I like mutter a little bit, like in a low. We should probably move a little bit quicker here.
Yeah, let's pick up the pace.
As you begin to pick up pace, you note that the horses sink farther and farther into the ground as you walk. That it is their ankle deep now, the mud and the thick, disgusting ground of it.
I lean down to the horse's ear and I go, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, Artax. You're not going into the swamps. I'm not losing a horse in the swamps. That sounds really emotional, and I've had a very taxing day. So, no. We should get off the horses. We should let them run free to be eaten by goblins or run away. I'm just being realistic.
How far does it seem like we're from where we need to be?
You're gonna sink.
You're gonna pass the next goblin camp here, and what is that, like a couple, not even a couple miles, probably?
I like horses.
We still have a bit of long ways to go. If we were to go by foot, it might be a bit difficult, but I mean,
I just really don't want to watch a horse sink in the swamps. That sounds bad.
But Miss Ricky, if
What,
the
Carl?
horses aren't there, then don't we sink into the swamp?
That is the smartest thing you have ever said.
Can you not swim, Carl? Oh.
I could learn really fast.
Well, everyone learns faster on fire, I suppose.
Okay.
But don't hate me, Miss Ricky. I'll learn to swim for you.
We're gonna lose the horses and Carl in the swamp.
I'm okay with that. All right. Well, then I guess what do you guys all think? Should we just continue on by foot? I mean, it's possible. We're not too far off. It's just it could be a little difficult.
What kind of pace are we maintaining with the horses at the moment? Like, are we
I
going
mean, so
fast?
far they're able to like move pretty dexterously. It's not like it's slowing them. You can't be at like a gallop or a run. The ground is just too uneven with roots and stuff. But they are pacing as they would elsewhere. But as the swamp gets deeper, that will become more and more difficult.
I say we ride until we cannot ride anymore.
My vote is for whichever. Don't worry, Ricky. I promise if it gets too difficult for them, we will, bless you, let them go.
Cool.
So you guys ride up. On this ride, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to say since Ural is navigating, he can't keep post or watch. Who's keeping watch for the group?
Me.
Since you're doing that, just make a perception check for the rest of this journey past the next hobgoblin.
31.
Wow. You note that one of the hobgoblins you passed earlier, about probably 200 feet off in the distance, comes bolting past all of you, moving at a much faster pace. Looks like he's trying to beat you to the next
Oh,
path.
fuck. Does he pass like nearby us?
200 feet. You see him like just like at that rate. You see him like way off in the distance. He's like splash, 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 splash.
He's like
running.
moving like parallel to us. But 200 feet away.
Yeah, off into the swamp, like off the main beaten path. He's going on foot through the swamp, and he seems to know where he's going.
Eyes.
Yeah, and it's like he like parkours off a branch and like jumps over a puddle and like he's like booking it.
I forget who has a crossbow. I hit Tristan.
Yes, I have a crossbow.
And I point at him and I track him with my finger.
Will it reach 200 feet?
Yeah, do crossbows not? I know they have
I don't know.
really,
I just don't know what they're full. That
is it a light crossbow? Then I think it's a disadvantage.
It's a light crossbow. Yes.
Okay.
Also, you really don't necessarily want to trust Tristan to shoot a crossbow.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, it's a disadvantage. But it can reach.
It can reach. Okay. You're definitely welcome to make the shot if you want.
I'm unaware of all this, right?
Yeah, you're just like leading you're like, you have eyes out front. You're just kind of leading the group to make sure you don't fall off the path.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
Oh, you're good.
Here.
Take your time.
I see. Need to look up one thing real quick, and then I'll try and shoot.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, if you get any bonuses, now's the chance for it because he is booking it. And like I said, if it had not been for, it was like you needed a 20 to be able to see him. So Ricky was probably the only one that was going to catch him with her naked eye.
Mm-hmm. Won't be able to reach him this turn, but I could overtake him in 2 rounds.
All right. I don't have an alternative, so
Okay.
I am just going to shoot with my crossbow.
Yeah.
I start running as he's trained on him. I start.
Are you on foot?
Yeah.
Okay. At the disadvantage, totally would have hit him with the advantage. Actually, you know what? We have a divine favor. I was about to say, Saverick left us a divine favor. So I'm going to actually say at this point, Tristan can have it. Let's roll and see what it is just to see if it helps him in this moment. Might as well, right? Because he didn't leave it for anyone. So let me make sure. Roll a d6 and let me pull up the divine favor, my little notes I made because I did that. I say that.
All right, that is slash roll d6.
1d6.
1d6. Did I put that? Where did I put that information? I wrote this down. I know there's a table off on it. So what did you roll?
I got a 5 total.
A 5 total. Sorry, I'm looking as to where I actually put this information, and now that I'm looking for it, I actually have no idea. I know I saved it because
5 is supernatural protection, guarantees success on any one saving throw.
So in this case, it wasn't a saving throw. So I'll let you keep it if you want to keep it for a saving throw later on. You watch Ricky hop off her horse and begin trailing him, moving super dexterously through. I am gonna have to make you'll probably want to make a athletics or acrobatics just to catch him. I'm gonna say it's not necessarily combat because he's not knowledge yet that you're in combat.
Yeah. 15.
At a 15, the swamp is a lot thicker than you realize. As your feet, you're managing it, but you're like, oh shit, that's big. Oh god, that's deeper than I thought. You know, as you're like bounding through the forest after him. The bolt goes straight past you, and you watch as it catches the hood on his jacket. He just misses him. And the hobgoblin goes, ah! You hear him yell out as he starts moving faster into the forest.
Yeah, as soon as I catch up to him, he's going to start getting poked with a sword.
Okay, let's let the hobgoblin, let me do this, make a roll here. So let me have him do that. Because he's basically making dex, it'll just be a dex against dex. He did an 18, so he is still keeping pace. Maybe it's because he knows the ground. This round you did not reach him, we'll say.
Right, it would be the next round.
Would be the next round. But what do you all do? You guys watch Ricky hop off of the horse and just bolt into the swamp.
I mean, Ricky's the most capable of any of us. I would just keep going.
Like, okay,
is Kagra looking at me?
He's like, wait, we shouldn't help her. We're not going to go help the little one.
We will never catch her.
What is happening? Where did she go?
she hopped off and just ran that direction, and then he just shot up. Is there somebody attacking us? And he like draws his sword. Who's attacking us?
What is going on? Why are people shooting things? I feel like Tristan right now.
Sit still and watch.
It will be fine. Ricky will be back soon, I'm sure.
Carl goes, I'm coming, Miss Ricky!
Carl.
And he hops off the horse.
Oh, no.
Oh, please. I need to watch this.
Carl, let's see how Carl does. I pulled this into the wrong
Gets
one.
swallowed by the swamp. End of
I wish I had hold person.
Yeah, this is when hold person would be a good spell.
Stupid horse!
He hops off and begins running through the swamp. At an 11, he doesn't make it but like 20 feet and trips over probably a very thick root or something and lands face first in the mud.
He's gonna drown and get him up.
As we pass him, can I just scoop him up onto the back of my horse?
Yeah. He's like, but Miss Ricky, we have to help her.
Ricky can help herself, Carl.
I'm gonna throw a rope at Dren, indicating for him to tie him up so he doesn't jump off again.
Wait, what are you doing? Hey!
Can I do that? Can I lash him to the back of the horse?
I don't see why you can't lash him to. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He's gonna fight you a little bit. He'll probably fight you, but he gets no bonuses to strength.
Cool. Do you want me to roll?
Yeah, you'll have to roll in a pose just to make sure you don't crit.
Listen here, Carl. This is for your own good.
You rolled a 2.
Just straight strength.
Yeah, straight strength. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. He's like, no, stop it! As you like just one arm like bear hug him and are easily able to
As I'm tying him up and he's squeaking, I say, Carl, don't make me gag you as well.
No, please don't eat me. Please don't eat me, Mr. Dren.
That means shut up.
Okay. And about this time, we pan back over to Ricky. Who's like, another 2 dex, because you're gonna probably catch him this time. But we'll do checks against one another. Oops.
17.
That was silly of me. Whoa! Thank you out there. That arrow just shot past. That sound ends my ears. He is going to roll again. I say that, but he's not rolling. Why is he not?
I just want to stab you.
I just want to stab.
Let me stab you.
Okay, here we go. He rolls a dex.
Ha! Suck it.
And you come, yep, you do, in fact, at a 17. He almost gets away, and you manage to jump and make an attack if you would like to make an attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all my shit. Do all my shit. Okay. Oof. God. Okay. So the first one's a 13.
That actually may hit. It does not. He does have,
Okay.
He's a hobgoblin, so he does have more
Okay.
armor.
So yeah, it just kind of grazes off the first time as I'm like jumping through the air. So I use it to like, it kind of sticks in his armor. So I use it to like propel myself back in the air and come down again.
Yeah, he doesn't have a weapon drawn. He will try, but you
16?
have him from, yeah, that hit.
Yes. Okay. I don't get sneak attack because nobody's around me.
That's okay. It won't take much to take him.
So 9.
Ooh.
For that.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna make him make a. I'm gonna make him make a dex save or be knocked prone.
Prone.
No.
So then I'm gonna use my bonus action to, as he falls into the mud, I'm gonna just bring my foot down on his throat twice.
Oh.
I can do all my things.
I was about to say he only had 11 hit points, and with the 9, I would say that he does not get up.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, basically when you stomp his larynx, it's enough to just it crunches under your foot.
Nice.
And he goes limp. The hole in his chest begins to bleed out and mix with the muddy water. And somewhere off in the distance, you hear the thunder roll, and a piece of lightning illuminates the sky through the swamp canopy. The storm is beginning to arise, or arrive, and he lays there dead.
I immediately start looking him over for the tattoo.
You begin like searching, and you don't see one at all. He does keep a Turash banner in his pocket, but yeah.
Guess we could have followed him.
You can still see. You've kept about.
Going that
I was
way.
about to say 200 or 300 feet away. You come kind of bolting back. Do you take the body with you?
I'm gonna wait for them to.
Are you waving him over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waving at
We'll
him.
say you guys make it pretty easy on the horses. You don't have quite as much trouble because you're not on foot. And you get there, and there lies a bleeding goblin in this like muddy, bloody pile. And Carl goes, "Oh, Miss Ricky, I tried to save you.
Don't make me gag you,
I'm
Carl.
sorry."
Did you? Why did you kill a goblin?
He was gonna go give them warning, I think. Also, why not? I'm sorry, that's old Ricky talking. That's not me anymore, guys. Because he was going to go give someone warning of our approach. They didn't look too friendly at us on our way through. We thought better safe than sorry, considering we have the package.
I'm gonna jump off the horse and kind of rummage through the body to see if there's any kind of indication of like warning or anything important, anything value like.
Yeah, she rummaged. He's got some basic armor and stuff on. He does carry Turash's mark as
great.
well. So he was Turash, or at least from what you can tell he was. And from the trajectory, it does look like he was headed right near the next goblin camp on the map, which if I flip back really quick, I'm pretty sure is another, this is a goblin camp, not a hobgoblin camp, but it's on the way, and you can tell he was running straight for it, just kind of like going in the back way, if you would.
Ricky,
And-
you're all. We don't have time for this. It's one hobgoblin. We need to move.
Well, we need to make sure that this is just a goblin sending a message to another goblin and not the Brotherhood.
I made sure.
Okay. Then just I kind of pick him up and kind of like, this is kind of cruel, but just throw him like in the swamp area where it seems deeper, so his body will sink.
He's wearing chainmail, so that's not hard. When you pick him up and you toss him, he hits and more of like a water, like an area that actually is holding water, not just like swampy, like ground. And as soon as his body flops in, it begins to sink, almost like quicksand, absorbing him.
Perfect. Let's move on.
Don't step there.
All right. As you continue, you guys quickly come upon a clearing with a giant oak tree in it. The tree is easily about 20 or 30 foot across, and like in diameter. It makes the entirety of this canopy area that you stand under. The ground is soggy, though not like inches of water or anything. And it's quiet as you enter the clearing. You will have to pass through it. You know this to be something called worm-ridden tree.
Ooh.
Ural. Yeah.
Why would they know that?
You would know this because this is where the goblins, a camp full of goblins live.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we should definitely tread lightly here. Careful. Try our best to not be seen. And I guess just to try to get through it quickly as
Are
possible.
you trying to move stealthily, or are you just going to try to tread right through?
I feel like we should try to move stealthily.
I'll hide.
Try and go round.
I assume that Kagra has like a cloak or something now. Like something.
Yeah. He's got.
anything?
I mean, he's got clothes on. They're his clothes.
Kagra,
Okay,
I'm gonna hide under your shirt.
What? Well, that's not appropriate.
It's necessary. Just deal with it.
It's necessary. Just deal with it.
For once, I agree with Ricky. Go under. Let her stay under your shirt.
Do I not get a say in this?
Nope.
Sorry.
I
All
rummaged
right.
through.
He lifts up his kind of cloth shirt, cotton shirt, to reveal his beautiful 6-pack orc abs. And he goes, "Can she at least hang on to the back so I don't look like I got, a gut?"
Nope.
You would rather have a hunchback than a gut.
Wouldn't you?
He's shallow.
A hunchback is a sign of weakness, Cabra.
Well, I feel like a gut's a sign of. You know what? Just come on. And he like holds his
Yep.
hands up, waiting on you to latch on.
Mm-hmm.
I rummaged through my
Tristan,
I'm
you
assuming
should,
Tristan has like a
put a
cloak.
hood up.
What have you got there? Say that again.
Sorry, I just don't want to be sneezing all over y'all all
Oh,
night.
that's okay, man.
Yeah, Tristan's got a hood. I don't know how much he could look or pass for like orc whatever, but I think like amongst 3 others, he might be just like the guy in the back that
Yeah.
they don't pay attention to. So
Okay.
hood up for sure. Armor.
Just in case. I think.
Oh, and I guess I could, if need be, I can cast tongues on myself so I can talk to people and be
Oh,
like, "Hey,
dope.
look, maybe this is orcish, or at least you understand me."
Okay.
So
just
yeah,
in case, I'm gonna throw Tristan my like oversized hood that has like the orcish marks and all that stuff.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's gonna be much
Cool.
like I'm assuming it's gonna be big enough for him to cover his face and all.
Yeah. So you're able. So here's what I'm gonna have. Everybody that's not an orc has to roll me a deception.
Yep.
So because you're gonna try to be deceiving them. So let's just see how well your disguises work.
Would it be stealth for me?
Yours would. Well, everybody's going to roll a stealth as well.
Damn, my
I
cloak
love that.
sucks.
At the start of this, Ural and I were disguising
3.
ourselves as not orcs, and now we're disguising as orcs.
Yeah.
His is going to be deception, which is charisma based. You guys.
Oh damn.
But no one can see me.
No,
Oh my God.
I guess you're right. Nobody can see you.
I'm so close to his abs.
So go ahead and roll the stealth too.
It was 30.
Okay, so at the 30,
30. Jesus.
Ricky is like attached to his body. She hides herself very well under his clothing. He begins to giggle occasionally. He may be a smidge ticklish, which is how he's not holding down very well.
Nope.
As he tries to keep his hood up, but you guys keep hearing. Carl.
I will gag Carl at this point.
No, but
He looks like a prisoner. It's perfect.
yeah, he like wiggles, his eyes get big. The rest of you manage pretty decently, I'm gonna say.
Protection, Carl.
At an 8, the good news is you guys don't have to be quiet if you match. So a 10 was all you needed for the deception, along with adorning the banners and stuff. And as you guys walk into this clearing with this giant, beautiful oak tree, you watch as 20 goblins pop out of multiple places from the tree. Some of them draw bows. All of them like basically get all of you on point. And one goblin steps forward, giving you the salute of Turash, especially Ural and Dren, who are in the front. And he begins to speak in Goblin. Can either of you speak Goblin?
Oh, I might be able to actually.
I can only speak Orc.
Where are my languages? I can't.
That's okay.
Oh, hold
Goblin
on.
is not language I can speak.
Okay, that's okay. So he starts. He simply starts by stepping out.
I'll say in Orcish, speak a real language.
He steps up and begins to speak Orc to you. And as he begins to speak, the language, it's very bad Orcish. The dialect is all wrong, but he's trying. And he starts. Goes, why are you here?
That is none of your concern.
Well, we were given instruction by Turash himself that everybody's supposed to be headed back to Saline Pass.
We were given instruction by Turash himself to go where we are going.
Well,
you do not need to know.
Oh. Okay.
Go back inside.
He looks around. He eyes another goblin in the tree that seems to probably be in charge. Who motions for everybody to lower their weapons, and they all do. And we'll call him the translator, step forward and he says, I don't mean to disregard your mission or anything,
Then
but
don't.
Okay. Well, it's your head, not mine.
It will be your head if you do not go back inside.
The head goblin in the tree once again motions, and a lot of them disappear, and it leaves just him and a few others on the ground at your level. He steps forward with a little bit more gusto and pride than his translator, and he begins to speak in Orcish to you, and he says, we did not mean to question you, but these
And
orders...
yet you did.
No. We are simply asking for the safety of our people. Strange things have come through here in the
What
last
strange things?
men. We have not seen men in the Sus Forest in a long time.
Men.
Human men.
Yes, they adorn cloaks of darkness. They whisper to the trees. They pass
Show
through
me
the
where
night.
they went.
He looks over his shoulder where you can clearly see the road ends. This tree seems to be almost like the dead end point where people don't pass. And he looks through where the road is no more and the forest gets deeper and thicker. And he says, like ghosts they come. The orcs, they have all but disappeared, leaving the goblins to fend for themselves. So we do not bother them, for they smell of death.
Where did they go?
He points into the thick forest that bubbles and burps, and he says, we will not stop you from passing, but this letter, and he pulls it out, it came from Saline Pass, calling all of Turash's troops. There, they say he has returned.
I take the letter.
Is that the letter that I wrote?
Oh, I take the letter and I want to read it to myself first.
Yeah, you read over it, and it basically simply says, at the order and hand of Turash Mok, you are to report, for his armies are to march northward to Saline.
When did you get these order? Oh, sorry.
No, he goes, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, they said that Turash just walked out of the swamp, returned. They didn't even know he was missing.
What is your post here at the moment?
Most of the time, me and my men just assure that, well, I don't really know what our post is. We were just told to make sure that nobody against Turash comes through these parts.
You have served Turash well. Go back inside. Speak to no one of our passing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Do you... I grab the goblin gently, not aggressively.
Oh, okay.
Do you have means of sending out information if need be?
Yes, we
All
can send for the troops farther west.
Listen, if you see any other figures closing into this area, you are to report. Just send anyone you can that direction, and I point to the direction that we're gonna go towards
Uh-huh.
as fast as you possibly can. Understood?
He looks, he goes, I understand, but if you're going that direction, nobody's gonna follow you.
Okay. At this point, Euro kind of goes from like calm to like slightly getting agitated and angry. And
Oh, yes, sir, yes, of course. We'll do as you ask. Just,
yeah, good job. Okay.
yeah. He's like your frustration. He says,
And then now instead of letting go gently, I kind of shove him off.
He like writes himself in front of the last few of his men and he motions for them to go inside. He's the last one and he salutes you. He does not turn his back, but simply walks backwards into the giant hole in this tree and like disappears into the darkness.
Go with dicks.
Euro just has like a face of disappointment. Like, how the hell are these our troops?
And yeah, it is gonna be Kagra that goes, what do they mean he showed up? Why are we going through this bloody swamp if he's already back? Can I just go back now?
No, I'm cozy now.
He looks down at his belly, lifts his shirt so you can like come out.
No.
I will very quietly say to Kalgra, we will talk about this when we are away from this place, when no one can hear us.
It's best we move forward and understand this, Kagura. Not everything is what it seems. Just being vague as I possibly can.
Yeah, he gives you stank face because he's like, okay.
I say in his head, face sewing.
Wait, I just realized. I like whisper, Ricky, can you explain to him in his head?
I just did.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, cool, good. All right, let's keep moving then.
Yeah, she begins to like tell him, and and he's like, what? He says out loud. He can't seem to understand that he can just communicate without having to say words.
Dude, shut up.
I'm so tired of idiots.
Kagra.
Why is our army filled with idiots? Damn it!
They're finding half orcs and like sewing faces on them to make them look like Tarashmak. It's really gross.
They're putting no faces on the soldiers.
Shut
I made them put no faces on the soldiers. He says into his shirt.
Hey,
I'm just looking up at him.
You realize that you don't have to speak for her to hear you. She can read you. Let's move on, please.
Yeah.
So
go.
Ural, who's leading the way now? This is uncharted territory. You've never been to this section, and the swamp is getting thicker. So
Now,
it will. Yeah.
I don't have good survival, so I don't recommend that I lead. Just saying.
Our survival guy is Dristan.
So
Dad?
it is the Dristan.
Dad?
Dad?
Are you finally back?
Dad?
Yeah, it is Dad.
Okay.
So we'll say that Dad can take it with advantage because Ural has more knowledge of the swamp itself.
Yeah, I'll stay like right next to him as we do it.
Yeah, and you guys
only
can
rolled-
work
Is that your
Three times
second
tonight.
nat 20?
Yeah, I've only rolled 3 times tonight. 2 of them have been a nat 20.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, at a 27 with the advantage.
You guys get such high rolls. What the-
Yeah, it's so crazy. You definitely can tell exactly where this is leading because as you start into this area, Dristan, with Ural's help of like, watch out for that's quicksand, kind of pointing bits out. Your natural survival instinct kicks in. If you, just your soldier knowledge, were to house something here, the deeper and darker you go, the safer you're going to be. And as you continue, the sites begin to change. What simply was once trees, you start to take on some interesting ruins that are coming into play. These kind of bits and pieces of crumbling rock, areas that don't look just like swamp.
This is awesome.
Isn't that beautiful? So as you pass through, the ground is still moist and spongy. The horses seem to be doing okay, but you can definitely tell you're crossing into ancient ruined territory.
I want to pull up my horse a little bit and try to bring it to a stop.
Okay.
Before we venture off, this area, it's quite dangerous. It may be best for us at this point to leave the horses and continue on with foot, just in case we need some quick maneuverability.
Are there not things in the swamp that will eat our horses if we leave them here?
Well, we'll just have to send them off the other direction, hoping that their instincts will kick in and hopefully they'll get someplace safe.
Horse instincts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I did promise Ricky that we would put them out of danger. So
Yeah, Ural promised me, you guys.
as you repeat that, for some odd reason, Ural's very uncomfortable. He doesn't know why.
I'm saying it from under Kagra's shirt. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Probably.
Oh, wait, are we out of sight of the goblin camp?
Oh,
now?
for
Still
sure.
under there.
Yeah. He says, "What'd you say?" He peers in his shirt.
I said Ural promised me. So
Does this mean if we dismount that Kagra just has to hold you like a baby under his shirt? Okay.
And as all of you come to a halt right here, staring down what is inevitably a path and ancient ruins, you each begin to feel a light rain pick up as it splatters on your armor, your forehead, Carl's forehead.
Well, the back of his head. He's
Or the back of his head, yeah.
We untie.
Are we dismounting?
That is up to all of you. He just said he came to a halt, and I assumed you guys all
Yeah.
did too, since he was leading the group.
Cool.
Bless you. Bless you.
So if we're dismounting, then as I go to untie Carl, I'm going to say to him very, like, only he needs to hear it, but Carl, it is very important that we stay quiet. If we do not stay quiet, we will all die. Do you understand me? Do not make me cut out your tongue. And then I'll untie him and ungag him.
He you watch as he and he scutters free and helps remounts himself on the back of your horse, since I'm guessing you guys left his behind when you took him off of his.
I thought we were getting off the horses.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so we're all getting
He's
off.
staying on that horse until we get off.
Yeah.
Well, so Ural just proposed the idea. He's waiting for confirmation for everyone else.
All right.
Carl raises his hand very slowly.
Yes, Carl.
Oh,
Quietly.
is this the part where I'm supposed to talk to the plants?
Yes, Carl.
Okay. And he goes over to a small patch of grass and shell fungus.
does the grass look friendly?
I mean, it's swamp grass. Nothing here looks friendly. It's a
There's
swamp.
not. Look, there are these little tiny flowers I see. Chelsea,
Okay,
by
that was the idea. Was that he was going over to the patch of grass
Right.
and flowers
think-
and shell
I
fungus.
think she's asking if Carl's stupid enough to walk up to a man-eating Venus flytrap
Yeah.
that might devour.
I would like to insight check the plants.
You can totally insight check the little area of plants.
Let me make sure it's friendly for my
Yeah,
son.
at this point, I don't know what's in this swamp, so we probably.
20.
At a
23.
23, you incite that patch of grass to be probably the most welcoming patch of grass that you're going to find in this area.
Can I make a nature check, try and find out if it's poisonous or something?
Sure, yeah. If
Me
you want
and,
to
me and Dren are both like,
Maybe
You guys
not.
are going through a lot of
Oh my
make sure
god,
Carl's
my
alive.
rolls, man.
it's
At
fine.
a 7. No.
It's fine.
Carl walks over and squats down, and you guys watch something happen. Though Carl has claimed to wield a sword and has claimed to be the right-hand man of a soldier, he does magic for the first time. And it seems to,
Fuck you, Carl.
it seems to suit him significantly better than a sword. And he
Aw.
puts his finger on his nose, and he casts speak with plants on himself. I would say anybody that has seen a druid before knows that this is a druid spell.
Carl's a fucking druid.
That's right.
I
If
can't
he
wait
turns
for
into a
Carl.
fucking bear, I'm gonna lose my
I
shit.
can't wait for Carl's to turn into a squeaking fucking wolf spider.
I mean, all the hints have been there. He talked to a pigeon.
Oh, that is very
He totally
true.
talked to a pigeon. He's literally hit nothing. with a sword since he's tried to wield one.
So annoying that we've disregarded everything he's ever done.
Oh, dude, this is like freaking Bioshock with the would you kindly.
And so Carl,
Would you kindly?
you guys watch Carl lean down and he to this patch of grass and he leans his ear in and he looks at all of you because he knows that all of you are judging the shit out of him right now. And he whispers back and he begins to giggle.
I throw a rock at him.
Hey,
I smack Ural and it hurts.
Grass didn't like that.
No, I threw. Well, not hard.
Oh, okay. He goes,
I
Just
hit
like-
Ural hard.
Carl.
he goes,
I'm just
it's
getting distracted.
the grass is talking. If you listen, you can hear it.
Shut up, Ural.
Well, should I ask it something?
Where did the men in the dark cloaks go?
Yeah.
He leans down. He listens very quietly because none of you can hear the plants talking. And
I just imagine all four of us just like.
trying really hard. All you hear is the rain, and he says, the grass says that they went into the swamp. The men in the cloaks.
Do we have a direction?
Yeah, like where?
More specific.
Well. I see. Okay. Yep. Okay. It said to go north about 400 paces and then to make a right at all the corpses and then to continue going until it turns into open land and you'll see the top of the temple.
Carl, hold on. Did you say corpses?
Yep.
Yeah, right at the corpses. He like says to and with a question mark to the plants. And it whispers back to him. He says, "Oh, that's not good."
What is it, Carl?
We're getting ready to go into a part of the swamp with undead.
Ah, shit.
Good to know.
Did somebody say undead?
Kristen perks right up.
This is the one moment where we see Tristan happy to fight.
This is the moment.
And you guys watch as like he reaches out and like pets a few of the plants and like strokes the mushroom a smidge in his own little way. And he says, thank you. And he pats Mr. Grass. We're gonna be back. And as he goes to walk off, he turns around and says, "What did you say, Mr. Grass?" "That's what I thought you said, Mr. Grass." And he hops back. He walks back over and he says, "I think it's gonna get dangerous."
Yes, Carl.
We should.
Well done.
Well, we're all just like baffled at this point. Like, what the fuck is this kid?
Okay, so you guys have the instructions to get there for sure. No problem.
Before we would, at this point, like, I guess everyone would kind of understand that, like, Carl is better with magic and stuff, right?
I would say you guys just watched Carl talk to plants, so
Yeah.
either that or he made it all up.
Carl, are there any other spells that you can possibly do?
I don't do spells.
You literally
leave it. Just leave it.
I don't do spells. He's clearly lying to you.
Dren just like pats Carl on the shoulder.
Oh,
Why?
We should go.
Can we tell that he's lying?
Without a shadow of a doubt, he looks guilty as fuck.
Why are you like hiding the fact that you can do spells?
I'm a soldier. He puts his hand on his sword.
Carl, you have never been a soldier.
I am a soldier.
Carl, there is no shame in that.
You can be a soldier with spells.
But I don't.
There are different types of soldiers, Carl.
When they came and they took me from Mom, they said that I couldn't, that all that was garbage, that those druids didn't exist, and that it was all in my head. When animals talked to me. What?
Wait, I heard
Carl,
the word druid.
Carl, have you ever seen me use a sword?
No, you beat beat a drum, Mr. Dren.
And cast spells.
Yeah.
Would you say I am a soldier?
No, you're a drummer.
Yikes.
Oh my god, this is painful.
I have a question. Am I able to? I have a javelin. Am I able to break the blade off of the javelin and give it to him as a staff?
Oh, you mean to? Well, he has like a small sword at his side. It's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, but that's why I want to break the javelin and give him.
Yeah, I don't see why
something
not.
that-
Yeah, you can like crack it over your leg, no problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my last. Oh, actually, no, I have two javelins. One of my javelins,
Oh,
and I'm gonna break off the blade part as clean as I possibly can
Okay.
to make it like a sizable quarterstaff for him,
oh.
and then I'm gonna give it to Carl.
Why did you? But now I don't have the pointy end.
Carl, can I see your sword for a moment?
Sure. And he hands it to you. It's garbage.
I just throw it as far as I can.
Wait, no! Oh!
Listen here, Carl. Some strengths of soldier are determined not by the weapon, but by how they fight. If you feel more comfortable protecting yourself one way than the other, go with your instinct. Forget what those guards and your soldier masters taught you. Feel what is correct and go with that. You'll
Okay.
survive the swamps a lot easier if you're comfortable with the way you fight.
Okay. Well, no,
I like you're always like kind of talking to Carl as if he's one of his like under soldiers, and then you're always gonna fix his posture to stand up straight and smack him in the back, and
Oh.
then go back and then start moving back.
Yeah,
towards
he
the
steps
group.
up. He's not sure how to take all of that, and you see him kind of get teary-eyed.
We've just been nice to him for the first time.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
'cause
he
for
feels like
once
he's done
he
something
shows
wrong,
potential, that's
probably.
why.
And he's like, I don't know what to say. He kind of hugs the staff close. They always told me it was all just fake and in my head,
They are idiots, Carl.
but I was always the idiot.
You
Well, we'll
were.
see who's the idiot in the swamp if you die or not.
God.
So you believe me that I talk to the
Carl.
plants? I can talk to
Carl.
animals too.
Carl,
Yeah.
you're not an idiot.
Really, Miss Ricky?
Let's just
Really?
say, Carl, if you did
Roll a deception check.
Yep,
lie to us,
20.
He goes, oh, Miss Ricky. And he runs over. I'm guessing you're still attached to
Yep.
Kagra. He becomes attached to you. He runs and like jumps and hugs you, and you watch as Kagra like takes a few steps back because he got a running start, and he just hugs you and he says, Miss Ricky, nobody's ever said these things to me. They always
point, you're
just
all regrets.
ignored me and never thought I was special.
You're special, Carl.
I'm so special.
I like motioning to Ricky. I'm like, do you want me to get him off you or?
She's like holding her breath and like counting. She's like counting down from 20.
He goes, Miss Ricky, I swear to you and all of you that I will be the best warrior you've ever seen.
15,
Well, baby steps, Carl.
13.
Baby steps.
Right. And he like hops down, very proud now with the staff. He still has no idea what to do with the staff. I'm sure he'll figure that out in due time.
I
But
hope I'm taking.
I hope so. 'Cause
I'm giving a
fucking sword away.
he begins marching, kind of like leading the group through the swamp with his
Oh,
stick
Christ.
now. You guys have added a level of pride to his stride. And it's Cogger that goes, you know he's gonna die, right?
We know.
Say that again, Kagra.
I mean,
I wouldn't say it again.
he
Not with her that close to you.
He
Don't say
opens
it
his
again.
shirt one more time and goes, I mean, he's not gonna die. He's a little naive.
Wow, you're so astute.
And Cogger goes, are you not gonna walk it?
Nope.
And he strides after Carl with Ricky attached around his waist, which he has no problem.
Around it.
Yeah, he's like bear hugged.
I just want to say, I picture Carl leading, like how was Christopher Robinson leads the.
Yes, exactly like that.
And then behind him is just a giant orc with a bulging, like and
Looks
under
kind
the
of
shirt, you
pregnant.
just see little legs dangling.
And
insane.
Carl leads you to exactly where he said he would. You can hear him kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it said 400 paces, and it takes a while, and he finally says, 398, 399, 4, and as he goes to say 400, you hear something crunch under his foot. A skull crashes and crunches under, and as you look out, you two begin to see it. This area of bodies. Some of them float and have not completely decomposed yet. Others of them are very much decomposed, and it's only the skeletal remains. But they lay upon the banks of small, we want them called sandbars, but kind of these like land areas, as we were looking at earlier, these kind of drier spells. The swamp has gotten thicker and denser and more wet as you have continued, and there's something putrid in the air, the smell of decay. I'm going to have you all make a saving throw, and then we are going to break and come back and find out what all the putridness is about.
What kind of saving throw?
That's a good question. I believe it's Constitution. Let me double check. I just want to see.
Okay.
Yes.
To do that, I just click on it, right?
DC 14 Constitution saving throw, gang.
Ooh, clutch.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Is that 2 nat 20s?
Bring it
Yes.
home, Tristan. Bring it home.
Come on, Tristan.
Come on, Tristan.
Make it a triple.
Oh, just on the left side, you'll see your little numbers. Just click on Constitution.
Constitution, it'll roll it for you.
It's in the box that has saving
Yes.
throw.
Well,
Yes.
26 will do it. Hot shit.
You did it.
So, wait, we gotta see if Carl does it.
Oh, God, Carl.
Oh,
And
come
Carl
on,
as well.
Chelsea.
Come on, Carl. I gave you a staff. Don't fuck this up.
I mean, he doesn't really have a high constitution. He rolled an 11. You
Oh,
guys
can
watch as you.
can we give him the divine favor?
Oh,
Dren,
true.
Dren, you have inspiration.
That's true.
Can I grant that to Carl?
Sure, you can. Why not?
Yeah, I want my little buddy to be okay. Mostly, I don't want to have to listen to him bitch.
Okay, well,
Oh,
he tried
damn
really
it.
hard, even with the adventure. So here's what happens: he gets the inspiration. You guys watch as he
Oh, it's guaranteed success, the divine favor.
the divine favor. So
Oh,
he
right.
walks out into kind of this open area with all these corpses, and you can see the look on his face is just he's distraught. He's never seen a place like this before. It's more of a graveyard than anything. And he goes, "Oh, do you smell that?" And he looks like he's gonna go pass out, and then he steps forward. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, the plants, they're talking to me. It says, uh-oh, it says it's gonna eat us." And,
What's gonna? Oh, damn it.
and he points
Oh, it's
over.
a fucking tendriculose, isn't
He
it?
points over to a very
Oh,
large,
cauliflower.
bulbous plant. It's got red and yellow and green plant bulbs on it, and they look
Aw.
intertwined in some way with corpses. And as he points to it,
Cauliflower.
it rises out of the ground, and it is in fact not a corpse flower, but a pair of them.
Oh, fuck.
I'm melee.
Wait, can melee not fight corpse flowers?
They can.
I don't want to.
You don't wanna.
Yeah.
Rick, I'm gonna
Oh,
throw you.
And so, right here, as the two corpse flowers rise out of this literal graveyard, we will take a break. We're going to take 8 to 10 here, give everybody, including poor Scott, a chance to go blow his nose and get some hot coffee or tea. And we will be back. So don't go anywhere. We will come right back and see where this leads us and if they will even make it to the temple inside of the Silk Forest.
That's ominous.
Bye. We'll be back in a minute. Goodbye. know, everybody. Thank you. I know it was a little bit of an extended break, but there was some intense business that went down in the first half of this show. Some new things revealed, some great role play, and we are back as our team. 2 orcs, a human and a halfling, and a adolescent teen and another orc, full orc. Stand in the center of the Sus Forest, literally the kind of dead center, as they have entered this kind of ancient ruins that seem to be engulfed or swallowed by the swamp itself. And after learning that Carl, our teen, human teen, is not in fact a fighter at all, but has been a stifled druid for most of his life.
He wasn't a fighter.
What? No. He spoke with a small patch of grass, which informed him the best direction to reach the temple that we are searching for. Upon following the instructions, which included a left turn at the corpses have been located, and they seem to rise out of the ground attached to 2 large plants. Everybody in the party made a saving throw for Constitution, and thanks to the inspiration given by Dristan and his holy state, provided our Carl the chance to save, but it did not provide the same opportunity to the orc in the group, Kagra. And as Kagra steps up, his axe in hand, ready to take on this flower, you guys watch as he stiffens, his neck almost twitches, and his body stiffens up, and you can see he no longer can speak or anything. It seems that he is petrified by the smell in the air. It is awful, and like I said, smells of death. As these 2 corpse flowers, and we're going to go into initiative, so let's have everybody roll some initiative. Actually, let's not do it on that. Let's not do it on that page. So let's say that exactly where it is.
26.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Okay. Let's grab.
I don't know why, for some reason, Tristan's is sadder. I love him so much.
All in that 20s.
That was intimidation. Don't ignore that. That's not what I wanted at all. I'm looking for where. Oh, I see it. It's not it. Okay, perfect. So 16 on that would be Kagra, and then we have to have the initiative on our lovely little baby druid.
He better know some fucking.
Carl rolled a 21. Carl is in
Carl's
it to
going
win it.
first.
Something about this. Something about this staff and all of your kindness has inspired Carl, and he, in fact, I'm gonna roll for the corpse flowers just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna get first go.
Oh wait, I don't want Carl to go first. Oh damn.
He's gonna run in front of me as I'm getting down with my 26.
We're gonna roll for them just to go at the same time, everybody, and they rolled a 19.
Oh.
So
Oof.
it will be Carl the flowers.
No, me, 26.
Oh, that's right. You rolled a 26. I'm sorry. It will be Carl, Ricky. Sorry, 26.
Wait, wouldn't it be Ricky first or?
He got a nat 20. He can go first if he wants.
Yeah. Oh, and he wants to go first.
Yeah.
He
of course
wants it.
figured.
He wants
He
it
better be
so
casting
bad.
protection from poison on me is what he better be doing.
Oh no,
We'll
Carl!
wait.
Please don't die.
Bust him up.
He doesn't even know that that's a thing. At least he doesn't yet. He's
Carl.
not been trained as a druid. He doesn't know what this life is like.
Stop defending him.
Just roll, Chelsea. All right, hang on. Let me
Just hurt us now. Stop stalling.
let me roll a I gotta pull up these stats just so I have everything readily available and I don't
Yes,
slow this
yes,
down.
of course.
Let me not make this worse on Carl. What is that about there, friend? No, give it. Oh, that's what I want.
Get it.
Get it. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you out there for that follow. Okay, here we go. So Carl steps up. He says, "Hey, Mr. Plant, you can't say those mean things," because obviously he can hear what the plant's saying and you cannot. And you watch as he lifts his new staff, a light embers kind of around it. It's like he imbues it with something as he casts Shillelagh on
Yes!
it. Which is one of my favorite. And that now will take it using his wisdom. If you guys didn't know, Carl is wise. He's actually very wise.
Makes no
Did not
sense.
know. Did not pick up
He's
on that.
actually super wise.
His previous actions did not reflect that conclusion.
He may not be intelligent, but poor Carl is
No.
wise.
Sure.
And Carl now can use his wisdom modifier instead for his attack. And he will run in as this like magic imbues in his staff, and he reaches out to smack the corpse flower with it.
Oh my god.
I can't look. I'm not worried about his roll. I'm worried about the next roll.
Yeah.
All right, he rolled a 16, which, if I am correct, does actually hit the corpse flower. It does. It has a very low armor class. So Carl now gets to actually roll some damage. Holy cow! The first time in his life.
Is this the first time?
I think
Carl's
this is
ever
the
done
first
damage?
time he's ever actually hit anything.
Yeah, I bet y'all happy I gave him that staff now.
We thought it was a good idea then, Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never
No
mind.
one-
We all liked it very much. It
Oh,
was
never
very
mind. I got a different reaction.
Carl does 7 points of damage as it comes around and whacks the corpse flower. This kind of viscousness spews as he clearly bursts some kind of like plant sac. And a bone pops out of it from a corpse it has absorbed. But he did some damage. He did do a lot, but he's trying. He's really trying. And it moves on to Ricky's turn. Ricky.
So, as I've been under Kagra's shirt, am I considered hidden, Chelsea?
I would definitely say so. The corpse flower really doesn't have any eyes. It can only sense things. And
Cool.
you're all one body, I guess, at the moment.
Yes, so I can have advantage on just the first hit. It's a sneaky rogue, partially.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I'm gonna as I feel as I feel Kagra stiffen up, I'm going to throw his shirt aside and
He looks down like, what?
I use his body to spring off as I draw my flaming short sword. I'm gonna stab into the one that Carl's next to.
Okay. So we'll say
Okay.
that that's the second flower. Or is that you want to
Okay.
tap into the same one?
Yeah, I want the same flower.
The same one. Okay, so that's the first flower. So flower
Yeah.
one, you make that attack.
So
That
28.
is that hits for sure.
Holy
So 17 points of damage plus 4 more for sneak attacks. That's 21 on the first hit.
Oh my god, what the
That's unreal.
That's amazing.
And then I'm going to swing again another slash, which is not an advantage because I'm no longer hidden, but just a regular. 22 for 13 more points of damage. And I'm not done. Or
Why do I even bother?
Yeah,
I'm
why do we
going to,
worry about fighting?
I'm going to try to stun it.
Mhm.
So Constitution save. I'm guessing it's decent at that.
It gets a con save, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. It can't be too great. Well, I lie. I fibbed. I'm lying to you. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
are you?
Oh, I am. 22.
Yeah, that makes it.
Okay.
So then I'll use my. What do I want to do? Do I want to hit it more? Oh shit! I'm going
I want
to.
to hit it more.
I'm going to. Yeah, I might regret this. I'm gonna hit it 2 more times.
Okay,
Natural 1, but I'm a halfling.
that's right.
The 12, which probably doesn't hit, but hey.
It meets it.
Oh,
So it
yay!
does. Yeah, it's not wearing any armor. It's just a flower.
So that's 7 more points.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
How-
try to stun it again. I'm tracking my key points.
I was gonna say
I'm
you're
gonna
just
try to
using
stun
key
it.
points on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stun it, and I still get 1 more hit after this.
What the
God,
what kind of class is
monks are so broken sometimes.
Fail.
love
It's
monks.
stunned. It's stunned.
Okay.
Fail. My DC 16, so I get advantage on the second strike. Hit.
That's a hit.
For 8 more points.
Okay.
And now that it's stunned, I feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty
I
good.
hope you do. Let me just say.
I've done 50 points of damage to it in one
Oh
turn.
my god.
Holy shit.
So Ricky runs in, and it's just like, and you watch she lands a solid, like, I guess a punch or a karate chop, I don't know, into the flower, and the whole flower like seizes. You watch as its tentacles that hold it up from the ground that it seems to be walking on go limp, as it has been stunned and will lose its next turn.
I feel like
Feel good.
that was ridiculous.
Carl's like looking at you like mouth agape, as he's being splashed with like plant goo. Like okay. All right, and that leads us to the first flower's turn, which it will lose. Praise be. The second flower, on the other hand, is very much within reach. So first thing I got to do is roll to see how many corpses are in it. So let me just let me see how many corpses it's made up of. So it's got 6 corpses. Okay, so 6 heads and, 12 arms and limbs and bits kind of hang out of it. And not that they are by any way animated, but something about the way that the tentacles that hold it all in move and writhe throughout the skeleton make the mouths of them chatter, and you can hear the bones clicking as it moves. Yeah, it's pretty gross. It will reach out and do something. Let's see, what does it want to do? Oh, it's going to make a tentacle attack at Ricky. So it makes I believe it gets a double tentacle attack.
Cool.
Yep, no, I'm sorry, 3 tentacle attacks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so,
Buff the monk!
7, 11, Jesus. 16?
Nope.
Okay,
Oh my
the
God.
tentacles like whip and flail as it tries to kind of like pop or snap you with it. But Ricky is too fierce for such silliness. So, that is their turn. That puts us down to Ural.
Just a quick question. Auras, do I need to activate them or are they just always active?
They're
Always active.
always active.
All right, I need to keep those up. Okay. So Ural's gonna see Ricky just go ham and he's gonna like shift eyes back and forth. Carl, you did great. And then he's gonna run towards the one that Ricky stunned. Actually, no, he's gonna go towards the other one. And he's going to cast Blinding Smite. Yeah.
Okay.
So how do I do this?
Do flowers have eyes?
Oh wait,
You can still
Does that-
smite it. What is it? Well, let's see. Let me just check Blinding Smite because
it does damage and it's supposed to blind the creature.
it may not blind it because
Oh, that's true.
is it in here? It may not blind it, but I'll have to look that one up on D&D Beyond. But it doesn't mean that it won't still do damage to it. Does that make sense? Like you still might be
yeah.
able to do because it's what kind of damage is it?
A 3d8.
8? Is it like blood? I'm guessing it's not bludgeoning. It's probably radiant.
It's radiant damage. to the
Radiant damage.
target.
Yeah, it'll still take the radiant damage. It just won't it can't be blinded. It's just a condition it can't be in.
In that case, I'm gonna go towards the one that Ricky stunned.
Okay, yeah, it's just standing there, which means you'll gain advantage on it because it can't move.
So I just click on Blinding Smite, right?
You do, and it
With
should.
Blinding Smite, then make your attack.
Yeah, blinding smite, and then you need to actually make the attack roll using your spell casting. So just roll a d20, right? Is it spell?
Just a sword.
because it's on your sword. Yeah, then you're good.
Yeah.
So just roll it with your sword like you would make a
Your
regular
your
attack.
weapon, your main weapon.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and we
Get
get
fucked, plant.
Oh,
Get fucked.
And as a
Ooh.
savage, I have a savage attack. So whenever
Yeah.
I do a crit hit with a melee attack, I roll one. You can roll one of the weapon's damage dice one more additional time for extra damage.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna get everything double plus one more die.
Yeah.
So actually, I think he's getting a total of like 9d8 plus his strength.
Does the extra die get doubled as well?
No,
usually- no.
it's a
Okay.
condition, so it's just in addition to.
I think I think that's still 9d8. But
Okay, so click the mace first and let's get the mace damage, and then we're gonna get the radiant damage. Okay, so
Okay.
12 there. Then you get to roll the 3d8 radiant damage.
Roll 3d8.
Correct.
Oh, that's right. Mace is 6.
And then you're going to get to roll another
3d8.
3d8.
Plus his savage attack.
Yes.
Plus.
Because, yep, okay, wow. Okay, so there's the 18, because you get double radiant, double mace, and then you're going to get the savage attack, which is 1 die based on...
So
My
one more
damage for the mace.
d6.
1 more d6.
Okay.
So you're at 37 right now?
Yep.
Plus
Oh, nice. Little crit action. Okay.
43.
Another 43 points. This is the stunned one?
Oh, and then do I get
Yeah.
to attack again because
Yeah.
I have extra attack?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll just. Oh wait, do I still have blinding smite on my weapon or?
It's the next
it's
time
it's
you
a-
hit a creature.
Concentration. Yeah, a creature.
So it went off when you hit it.
It went
So
off
it's
when
done.
you hit it. Yep.
So then I'll just do basically another melee attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mhm.
correct.
Got excited.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Shit, you guys have almost like destroyed this corpse flower.
So that.
Oh, 107
much-
points of damage to it total. I got you, Paul.
Hey.
Kill it. You're killing it.
Yeah.
Okay. It is barely standing. You watch as like you've taken out some of the tentacles, even though they're frozen, like it's beginning to like fall back into the swamp. Bits of the corpses are now plopping off of it, being released from its entangled innards, we'll call it, and these body parts beginning to kind of float across the wet area. The rain has begun to settle at a steady pace, and the water level is rising.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
That makes it Cogra's turn, who is stunned, so he's got to make another con save for the smell. You can see him going... Oh, wait, I got it right here. Why would I do that? He fails again, as he vomits off to the side, and is going to lose another turn. I love that Tarasha's son is not doing well at all. Okay. After Cogra, I believe it would be Dristan with the 1, and then the nat 1 gets the...
Rip.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, both are still up, or did Ricky drop one and you'll attack the other?
Both of them are still up.
Okay.
One of them is severely injured.
We
And
both attacked the
stunned.
same one.
And stunned, yep. So if you attacked that one, you'll get advantage.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up a spell.
Oh, you're fine.
Sweet.
We like
I'm
spells.
pretty sure I'm gonna drop Shield of Faith on Ricky.
Oh,
Good call.
because he cares about me.
It's because you make him
It's
laugh.
because I very much don't want you to die.
Because
That's
if
the
you
same
die...
thing.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna drop Shield of Faith on Ricky as a bonus action. Ricky's within 60 feet, and then I'm gonna go raise my shield and move in next to Ural. And
Okay.
I forget in 5th edition, but can I take an action to aid him, which would grant him advantage? Correct?
Yep.
Or am I?
Yes,
Okay,
correct,
cool. I'm
correct.
not misremembering that. Yes, that's what I would like to do.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Let it be so. So he gains the advantage on his next attack. Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All good stuff. And you get whatever you cast on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Shield of Faith is you have a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
Oh, nice.
Question.
Okay, so we hard hitter. Yes.
I have protection of Aura of Protection, where it says whenever a friendly creature within 10 feet of you makes a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to my charisma modifier.
Okay.
So does that mean whenever Kagra makes a saving throw, am I able to help him with that? Or
I would say yes. You would be able, you would be able to step into his space is what you'd have to do because he's kind of been left behind.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Forget
so-
him then.
Yeah, he's just all wrenching his guts out at this point. We'll just let him do his thing.
Yeah,
And
he's fine.
Dren.
Hilladren.
Cool. How far away from these things am I currently?
I would say that you're where we started because you haven't actually moved yet. This whole thing is only it rose out of the area about 10-15 feet from you, so it's not far.
Cool. Can I get myself to a position where I can cast a 30-foot cone that will get both of them in it, but none of my friends?
I
think?
would say yes. What you would end up doing
Yeah.
is like putting the cone like, yes, well we can make that work.
Cool.
Yes.
Then I'm going to cast Fear
Okay, on them.
on them. I want them gone. They've got to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 17.
All right. Here, I'm gonna, just for funsies, for everybody at home, we're gonna drop a. There's what the corpse flower looks like in our swamp. Okay. And it needs to make. I'm sorry. Say that. Say one more time for me.
Wisdom saving throws, DC 17.
It rolled.
Oh shit!
God damn.
One of it did. The other one is still stunned. So I'm gonna say it. Or it's both of them.
Yeah, it'll hit both of them.
Yeah, it's a cone.
So I would say that the one that is stunned is going to get hit regardless. The one that is not can make that save.
Cool. So when that one isn't stunned anymore, all it can do is take the dash action and move away from me.
Oh, okay. You guys watch as it's like shaking. It's too like torn between whether it can move or not, whether it should or not.
And then who's up front hitting it? Ricky and
Ural.
Ural.
I'm gonna inspire. I'll inspire Ricky because Ural's got advantage. I'll just.
All right.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's how Ricky gets inspired.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Ricky gets stoked. I love it. And the drums ring out in this kind of moist swamp as it becomes Carl's turn.
Oh, she was my Carl.
And Carl, you guys watch as Carl realizes that maybe, it's not a good idea to try to attack it with his staff, but he's so proud that he did. And he takes a few steps back, and he points his staff, and he says, well, let's see, what does he say? Does he even need to say anything? Maybe he can use stuff. How does this work? Okay, yeah. You see him close his eyes and he points his staff, and as he does so and he concentrates really hard, this emanating green light projects out the end of his staff and engulfs the flower, casting fairy fire on it. So let's see if it holds. It's going to make a dex save.
That would be tight.
Damn, we got advantage.
Yeah, you'll gain advantage
Plus
on it.
Disadvantage. Oh wow, that's crazy.
So that one.
Hope it works, Carl.
He's going to cast this because it's on both of them. He can do it on both, right? So they're both going to get that save, which is a dex. Which good news is they're not as dexterous as I thought they were, which is okay.
They're bloated with corpses.
That's true. That one crit failed. I would say that it goes up. You watch it engulf in this green light as it gets fairy fire, meaning all of you gain advantage on your next attack on it. So we'll say that that's the first one. The second one rolled a 15, which has to be higher than his, which is a 3, which it meets it. So one of them does not go up in the flames, and I'm going to take what I said back. We'll say that that's the one that's already stunned. That thing has so much magic cast on it. It can't absorb any more damn magic, and it's already got advantage. So the new one goes up in flames. The second one that has not taken any damage yet.
Yeah.
That's Carl's turn. Carl goes, ha, 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 oh my goodness, I did it! As it becomes Ricky's turn.
I'm gonna try to finish the one in front of us off.
Okay.
I know it's the other one's gonna run, or I assume out of game. Oh wait, no, the other one made it.
Yeah, it's the stunned one that's also afraid.
I still want to kill it, so I will.
Oh my god.
So 14 points of damage.
Okay, it takes that. As you begin again piecing and chopping it apart.
Combat inspiration lets you add your inspiration to damage.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
So what is my inspiration die? I can't remember.
1.
Okay, 1 additional point.
1 more. God damn it.
Okay.
So I'll do it again.
Yep, don't forget to take advantage. Yep.
On the stun. Oh, yeah, it would have.
Because it is still stunned. Yeah, it hasn't had its turn yet. Next turn.
Right. It's free on its turn. So I would have had advantage. So I'll just do it one more time. So I hit. Now will you die?
Yes, it does in fact die. How do you want to kill this flower?
I want to set it on fire because it's my flaming short sword.
Great. It tears through it like butter.
Nice.
You feel it even slice the bone and pieces on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Perf. Ooh, gross. So I'll use a key point. I'm taking a short rest after this. And I'm going to move to the next one, like jumping through the smoking remains and punch it twice.
Punch, punch.
And I have advantage because fairy fire.
Yes.
12, which
12
just
meets.
hits.
It meets.
Thank God. So it's 8 on that.
Okay.
That's better. So that's 10 on that. So that's 18 on the other one. And I'm going to try to stun it.
Do it.
I don't want this thing anywhere near us.
Yeah, if it gets close, you got fucked.
I don't want it. I don't like it.
All right. So it needs to make a save for that stun. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Con save.
Con save. It's not super con. Oh, yes, it is. At a 21.
Oh,
It saves.
yeah, that makes it.
That one does not. It does not get stunned as you try to hit it in the same place. But who knows? Maybe this one's comprised differently thanks to the different amounts of corpses.
Ooh, yeah. Cool. Okay, that's me done.
Yeah. So the first flower's done. He's gone. As you watch what remains of it begins to float away, the pieces that are on fire out into the swamp as you realize the water has reached your ankles. And is rising around you with the oncoming rain. The second flower does not like this whole Ricky situation, and it too reaches out.
That's what everyone says to me.
Yeah. It's gonna reach out and make a double tentacle attack. So triple tentacle attack. I lie. I want to make sure I get the right thing. Okay. It is going to do this thing now. I'm going to do that. 24.
That hit.
12.
No.
15.
No.
Okay, so the first one does hit. I'm going to need you to make a con save.
Cool.
Oh, and I can help her, right?
Yes, I have plus your charisma on my save.
Which
Nice.
is +3.
Okay. So 17.
That beats it. So you don't take the poison damage, but you do take the bludgeoning damage.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
I could use Aura of Guardian to take whenever a creature within 10 feet of you takes damage, you can react and magically take the damage instead of the creature.
Do you want to do that? Because she's about to take
My damage?
7 points of damage, bro.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'd rather her.
Aww.
That's really
You
cool.
guys like me.
You watch as the tentacle slashes across Ricky, and the damage you would see it would slash part of her open, kind of almost dissipates and is absorbed, and you watch as it appears across Ural's chest, and Ural's takes 7 points of damage instead, making it Ural's turn.
All right, so. Oh my god, there's so many reactive spells that he has that I didn't realize. I gotta read all this. I'm going to use, where is it? Divine, where is it? Wait, I just had it. One second. Oh, I just had
I'm having
this.
so much
Okay.
fun with this corpse flower overlay on this image. Why you're choosing this, I'm over here
Where the heck is it? I just had this. Oh, Divine Smite. Here it is. Sorry. Divine Smite. So at a second, starting at level 2, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can expand one spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target, in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 2d8
Okay.
for a first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each
Additional.
spell level. So
Okay.
can I use a second spell slot?
Oh, yeah, so you're gonna do 3d8.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus my mace damage.
And
Correct.
does this count as undead, Chelsea?
It is undead.
So he gets an extra d8, I think. Because it's undead.
Yeah, the damage is increased by 1d8 if the target is undead.
Okay.
So 4d8s plus my mace damage.
4d8 plus your mace damage. Okay, go for it, and remember to take advantage because it's got Fairy Fire cast on it thanks to Carl. That's a hit.
Nice.
And then so let me get to the mace damage first, which is 9.
Mm-hmm.
Flash roll 4d8s.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna use extra attack to attack one more time.
Dang. Dang.
Damn. Oh wait, I get. Oh wait.
Advantage, so 12 hits.
12 does
This
hit. It
one.
matches. Yep.
Yeah. And then 7.
Very fun.
So.
All right.
36
So, total. That's some serious damage there, friend. Okay. You watch as pieces fly off of it. If nothing else, all the radiant damage you did begins literally like ripping the undead pieces, even though it's not like alive, the corpse pieces and the evil from it, and they go spattering about. Yeah, Kagra is gonna make a save.
Oh yeah, finally.
With his constitution at a 16. He finally comes out of ralphing up his guts and catches his breath. Oh my god, I smell so bad. What does it smell so bad? He says, as he loses his turn to make the save, but he is no longer vomiting up. It is Tristan's turn, with 1 corpse flower remaining.
Got it. Alrighty, Tristan's back on the table. Let's see here. Everyone seems to be in pretty decent shape, except Kagra, who hasn't taken any damage but is just puking.
Correct.
Finally came out of it, right?
Mhm.
So, 1 corpse flower left. I think I'm gonna run up and try and give it a whack with my warhammer.
Go for it, yeah. The 10 does not hit. Oh, yeah, the
At
advantage it does hit. Now you can hit the +1 on that warhammer.
Tap that.
Dang! A 13. Okay. Damn. 13 points. You take a huge chunk out of it, knocking one of the like flower bulbs off entirely. You watch as it hits the water and it spews forth this putrid like poison that mixes with the water, the rising water levels. Is that your full turn?
Yeah, that's really gross. It's down, right?
One of the buds like fell off of it. You didn't completely kill it.
Went
Yeah.
down.
No. The bud did. Like you knocked one off of its top.
I'll use my fighter action surge to swing again.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Ooh, that'll hit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Not
Nice.
as much for that time.
That's
but,
all right. Another 9 points. That is legit. Gotta do my math here. Okay. It seems to easily be half of the plan it used to be. I'll say that.
Okay.
All right. It's half the plan
That
it
is my
used to
turn.
be. Yeah. And it becomes Dren's turn.
Cool. So it's still looking like it's not close to death yet, by the look of it.
Right. By the look of it.
Cool. In that case, I will cast Bane. So it needs to make a charisma saving throw.
It's a plant. It has no charisma.
I know.
It has a -4 to charisma.
It can't even make this.
It can't. It can't make this. It's gonna.
Unless it rolls a nat 20.
Yeah. Why would you say it, Chris?
I mean,
Chris, why would you say
technically
it?
16 is lower than my DC.
So what does Bane do? Because it is a critical, but like in 5th edition, it's done a little differently. So what does Bane actually do?
So anytime it makes an attack now or a saving throw before the spell ends, it has to roll a d4 and subtract that number from the roll.
Yeah. So we'll say it will say it takes that, even with the net
Fucking nat
20. You said it out loud. It's your fault. Yeah. It's
Damn, dude.
yeah.
Damn.
It takes that, I guess.
God damn. I'm not going to inspire anyone this turn. I'm going to save it. 'Cause
Okay.
I think you're all doing all right without.
Yeah,
I'm just going
they're
to
taking.
hang back, let these guys handle it.
So it just you guys keep reminding me to take that -4 to everything.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah, I will. Carl's turn. Carl's cast Fairy Fire. Carl decides that Ricky's flaming blade looked like it worked. He doesn't have a flaming blade, but he does have what is it? Create fire, which he can throw like a fireball, all Mario style. So that's what he's gonna do.
What?
You guys watch as Carl. I think it's called fire. What is it?
I just want to point out that Carl's literally more useful than Tarashmak's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dren currently.
That's sad.
You
That's
gave us
real
the
sad.
-4.
I did. Oops.
Only because Chelsea's too nice to me.
I Damn, you guys have really you've really done a number on these guys, so I'll give that to you. I wanted to make sure. I think he gets it. Yeah. So he casts. You guys watch as he like. Again, he can't cast any magic with his eyes open. I don't know why. He like closes his eyes, and he puts his hands together, and from it stems this little like ball. And he opens his eyes, surprised that he did it. There's this little ball of fire, and he says, "You stop that!" And he makes an attack and throws it at him for a 20. Carl rolled a 20 on the attack.
Yo, he's killing me today. He's killing me.
It takes 7 points, and you watch as it begins to light the plant on fire. It takes some fire damage. Carl goes, "Ah! Oh, I did it!" Out loud.
We're all literally standing right here, Carl.
Oh, yeah! Aren't you proud?
Yep. I'm so proud of
We'll
you.
be proud when it's dead.
Earl lets out like a war cry laugh, like, yeah!
It's Ricky's turn.
Excuse me.
Bring us home, Ricky.
Excuse me. So that's 13 plus 12 is 25.
5 points.
Plus sneak attack is 28.
Dude,
Sorry,
monks are ridiculous. Holy crap. Can you
Okay.
imagine like a full party of monks?
The
So
moral of this story is Ricky is the monster.
the real bad
You
guy
don't-
in this story.
I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I hope no one
Ecstatic.
fights it.
It begins to get wobbly, that like KO wobble, before you can punch them out. On its like last few tentacles that are holding things together, body parts plop into the rising water at your feet.
I'll finish it off then
Go
with
for
two
it.
unarmed strikes if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Hit.
Boom, boom.
So 19 more points of damage.
Literally just one over what we needed. How do you kill this one?
I slash it twice, and then I like punch with both fists into it and like pull something out.
Yeah, there seemed to be some kind of like rib cage and like
Yeah.
bones that were like holding like all the tentacles were bound around, and you rip it free, and as you do so, the tentacles like go limp, and the whole thing just like plops to the ground, tumbles into pieces. This oozy poison runs out. The buds float away in the water. And all of you stand there, the water at your feet full of body parts, corpse pieces, chunks of old decaying meat. Carl is like shaking, holding his staff. That was awesome! He squeals.
Yep.
It is going to be Kagra that walks over and goes, "Is it just me? Or are those sexy pictures?
What?
I was just gonna. Do you not smell that?
Are you saying words? I'm literally like sitting down and like taking a chill, like just like.
Do you smell the? You smell
No, we
that?
all smelled it. You get used to it after a round.
He goes, "Well, should we keep going? It looks like the water level's rising."
Oh fuck! Yeah, I guess I'm getting wet now. Okay. Can we find somewhere to regroup? Because obviously there's stuff going on here that
Before, yeah, I think we might need to maybe
get higher ground. Ooh, we
Just
could go
get
up
to-
some trees.
just find some sort of shelter
Yeah.
just to
Okay.
regain our thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Before I do that though, I want Ural. Can I use Divine Sense?
Yeah.
It just lets me see if there is any kind of like celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. Oh, I guess I would have seen it actually by now. That's
Yeah,
not that
by
much.
now.
Yeah.
The only thing that was here that seemed to be of the undead sort was the 2 corpse flowers that you just killed.
Okay, never mind.
The
I thought it
space
was a
around you seems
larger
to go
range.
kind of quiet. It has started to get very dark as the sun is set on the outside of the swamp, and now everything is pretty much lit by nothing but torchlight and the fireflies that sit in the tree canopy. You guys wanted to find a safe place for rest?
Yeah, I just like if I could just like sit. I just did like a lot of work, so I'm tired.
Carl,
Like you, Kagra. Like when I do awesome stuff, I get to like take a break and sleep.
Do I get to interrupt it like you did mine?
You
How do
can
you-
try.
How would you like to interrupt it, Kagra?
Well, I don't know.
Carl, find us a spot.
Oh, Carl goes, yes, sir. And he scouts ahead. You guys watch Carl for the first time with pep in his step. He plop, 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 plops through the water, and kind
Carefully.
of rounds a bend. And it's about a minute or two before you hear the splish splash repeat as he comes bolting back with his gleaming eyes. He goes, "Oh, you guys gotta see this."
No, I don't want. Can we wait?
He goes, no, you got just go. It's just right here. You gotta see it, Miss Ricky. I found a place to rest.
Oh, I bet you did. Okay.
And
Sure.
he kind of points up and around the bend. You guys follow him. It only takes a couple minutes to walk it. And as you walk it, the space opens up, the actual swamp into open area, and you can see it off in the distance, past the rising water levels, the top of the temple. There seem to be these strange, red bandana pieces that are tied to trees. You can see them. And he stands on what's considered a relatively piece of flat ground, at least for now. You guys would be able to take a little bit of a rest here on these tree trunks if you wanted to take a short rest.
Yeah, I think we should regroup before we head in there.
But
I'm down
yeah,
for a short rest.
the scene that greets you is this empty open space.
Is anybody spending hit dice?
Ura will. I won't. I'm just
Cool.
regaining.
Yeah,
I'll use my Song of Rest then,
Okay.
which means you can regain an extra 1d6 hit points.
Nice.
1d6. So I do. Okay, so this plus
Mm-hmm.
slash roll 1d6. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I
Yeah.
need.
Nice.
Nice.
And then do we with short rests, do we replenish spell slots or
No, not
No.
you.
Okay.
Only warlocks, pretty much.
Yep. No spell slots. So this ought to be interesting because you guys are getting ready to go into this crawl, so you can make a decision if you would like to take a long rest or not.
I say we definitely take a long rest before we go into the creepy sunken temple.
I mean,
Time is of the essence. The blood moon is when?
Tomorrow.
Oh, that's true.
yeah, I'm good on spells.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I should manage.
Okay, yeah, I'll be okay.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You're not invited to the talk, Carl.
But I want to go.
Actually, can I go back to
So
the dead corpse flower and rip off a tentacle?
Sure.
Okay, I want to
Smack?
rip it off. No, I want to give it to Carl and be like, "Hey, here's a trophy. You did good."
He grabs it and goes, "Oh, well, I don't need one of those. I have one of these." And you watch his arm flail outwards into vine whip,
Oh,
and it snaps the air and it comes back and he goes, "I've never been able to show anybody I could do that. I thought it was weird I could turn into a plant."
Carl, you are full of surprises. And I snagged the tentacle back, but you don't deserve this.
Oh.
And I threw it over my shoulder.
the solution to people saying you are weird, Carl, when you do that, is to slap them with it until they stop saying you are weird.
Oh, but that's so mean.
It's not mean, Carl, it's assertive.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that the next time somebody picks on me.
Yes, assert yourself. Slap him with your vine
Just
whip.
wait,
Yep.
the next one of you that picks on Carl
Yep,
getting by with
yep.
slaps.
He'll regret it.
Yep. It's so hard.
I hope it's Ural.
I hope it's Ricky.
I don't think he would do that to Ricky. There's no way.
I'd like to see him try.
We're on the same day
I
that
hope
we.
it's Cogra.
Cogra will die
It's
in one
it's,
round.
It's the same day that we got Cogra, isn't it? We haven't had a night since then.
Correct. It's only been a full less than 24 hours, really.
Right, cool.
Okay. Now Ricky, these red pieces of fabric
Sure.
are familiar. We'll say that.
Yeah. Yep. I know. I hate them. They would look super cute in my hair. So
Yeah, and like I said, they seem to be marking the path, at least to some degree. As the water levels rise, though, it becomes more and more difficult, both in the distance to see where you're going, as well as to maintain what's under your feet.
I'm gonna just try to memorize kind of where they are.
Okay.
What I'd like to do. How many are there, and how far apart are they spaced?
So you can make a perception to see how many you can actually see
Okay.
because they're, like I said, it is dark and there's a fog that's coming in. Whew.
26.
Out of 26, they seem to be spaced as similar to this picture, roughly between 10 and 15 feet apart. As they continue to go, they get farther and farther apart because there's less and less tree coverage. It actually seems to open up in and around this area of this temple, or what's left of it that you can see.
I don't know how we're going to be able to sneak up on them.
What?
They're inside, sure.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They have this place marked. I don't. If I were them, or if I thought like them, I would always leave somebody with keen eyes to watch for approaching visitors.
Well,
Fuck you!
Just like
Where is it? I will strike it with disadvantage. Where is it?
You can roll a perception to see if you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, you see it. It lands about 40 feet off on one of the trees marked with one of the red things. You blindly toss.
Yeah. Hold on. My
so it's just
my throwing star. 15.
It doesn't even get the caw out of its mouth before the throwing star hits it in the throat. And it goes, caw! And it plunks into the water. And you hear Carl go, Miss Ricky.
Okay, Carl, we've had this discussion. They're fucking spies.
Right? But it's just a little crow. Or a raven. I don't really know my birds yet. I wasn't trained in
Ravens are bigger and they have the hood.
Listen, Carl. I don't really know what to say to you at this point.
Well, you don't have to say anything, Mr. Girl. It just broke my heart a little to see it hit the water. It comes like floating, the body of this raven comes floating, almost as an ominous beginning down the path, which is now really more of a light river, as it runs shin high on all of you.
Carl, these people that we're trying to stop,
Yeah.
they don't just kill birds. You getting my drift?
They
no.
kill corpse flowers too?
They have, but they also kill baby druids.
Why would they do such a thing like that?
I lean into Carl's ear. That's you.
I don't like this swamp anymore, Miss Ricky. The plants are saying things. I can hear them. I don't
Yeah,
know
they're
how to
probably
turn it
saying
off.
they're probably saying the Dark Brotherhood's like right there. Run.
Actually,
Did you just actually me?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Miss
good.
Ricky, this one right here, and he points to a cat of nine tails at his feet. That one says there's a crocodile after us.
Crocodile.
I like my odds in the temple personally.
How far is it off, Carl?
He whispers down to this cat of nine tails. Oh, they lost sight of it.
Oh, great.
Where is it?
I don't know. They don't know.
No, not you, Carl. Me, I'm talking to my eyes.
Oh.
I'm not in the mood.
You guys can roll a perception. You are about somewhere between your shin and your knee, depending on how tall you are. Ricky, yours may be above the knee at this point.
I'm
in
on
water.
Kagra. I'm on top of
Oh, that's
Kagra.
right. You're back on Kagra.
Yeah. 25.
23.
A 25. The water at your knees and ankles is dark. It's swamp water. The deeper it gets, the harder it is to see in it. And it is about this time that something brushes past your foot,
Oh,
Ricky.
shit.
No, I'm on Kagra.
Oh, that's right. Brushes past Congress foot. He goes, "What the? There's something in the water."
Dumb shit.
Can I cut his tongue out?
Like, yeah, he grabs his sword and begins like, and he's like stabbing the water with it, like trying to get whatever's there, and he's just splashing and making all this noise.
Can you calm down?
There's just something in the water. You don't care?
I do, but you splashing around's not gonna fucking help us.
Because I'm sorry.
How are you the champion? I don't understand.
Urosh.
Don't question
has a
his
point.
champion status.
Sorry.
He does. No, he isn't very
He has a
knowledgeable.
very good point.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
I don't think. Are we all grouped together?
Yeah. You guys are kind of standing on this island that's slowly taking this small little piece of land that's slowly taking on water.
Uh-huh.
And he was just kind of down on the where it touches the water's edge, and something brushed past him.
I don't think it's gonna. If it's just a normal crocodile, it may not fuck with us as a group.
You'll just punch it to death.
That's true. That's true. It should just fuck
Well,
off.
Well,
we'll
you
make
did,
some boots out of its hide.
if it's
Nice.
a normal crocodile.
Right. I say we keep moving so we don't start splashing because it'll just be so obvious. I say we try to keep an eye on it as I'm watching it or watching the shape move.
Okay. So anybody that wants to move with stealth in the water will need to roll a stealth. Stealth in the water is terribly difficult, so this will be a very high roll for those of you that don't want to make.
Come on,
noise
nat
in the
20.
water.
Oh fuck.
Not one, but I'm a halfling.
That's true. You can reroll that. Let's let Carl roll.
Was that still the highest?
I think so.
Actually, if it's okay, I'd like to just pick up Carl.
Yeah, you can pick Carl up.
I just want to pick up Carl because I don't trust. He's a tiny.
Well,
kid.
no
I'm
wonder
gonna-
you're not stealthy. He's like
Yeah.
latched onto you, and the both of you are trying to walk through the water, and it's heavy. Your feet
Even
are
if
heavy.
Carl rolled a nat 20, he'd go, woo!
Oh my gosh!
Doing it.
Here is okay.
Oh.
So that would be Cogra's.
myself.
Cogra's getting the idea that this is was a bad idea. You can see him like, yeah, he's not having a good time anymore, and he like trudges down into the water. He does that like toe test kind of a thing. As he goes in first, you guys follow behind. You're not quiet. You're not. As you guys like through the water, it takes you a bit. Your boots are now sopping. For somebody, well, Ricky's riding on the back, Carl's riding on the back. So the rest of you are pretty normal height. So it would be somewhere around your knees at this point as you wade. And as you wade closer to the temple, the water gets deeper and deeper. Things float on the surface, strange bugs and algae. And as you come up on the temple, who's leading the group actually?
I thought it was Kagra.
Is it
actually.
Kagra? Okay.
Oh yeah, me and Kagra.
All right. Well, we're gonna let Kagra make a dex save here.
Oh, I can help him with my
Yep. He gets
plus 3.
plus 3.
Okay. Well, that's good because he goes to take a step, and you watch as he almost falls in, as if the piece of land that you're standing on drops into empty water. And he catches himself and he stops and he grabs Carl's staff and begins like poking the water, and you watch as he dips this like 4-foot quarterstaff deep into the water, his arm included, and it looks like it starts to get deep here, like over your head. But you're very, very close at this point to the temple. Let me show you what you guys kind of come. I actually have a map now.
Woo!
Whoop, map of kind of what you arrive to. Where is that? This one. So here's an overhead kind of view of
cool.
where you enter. You can see that there's a lot of the temple that's submerged, at least from an aerial view. You guys have managed to take kind of this piece of land over here. You're all kind of standing on this embankment. He almost stepped off the edge. You can see that if you want to make it to this temple, which this temple you can rightfully assume, just from what you see, this is the top of it. Based on its size, this is a very large temple, which means that about 15 feet. Well, don't go by 5 foot because this is very much too small for that. I would say that that's more like a couple 100 feet, and you're looking at it being about 50, 60, maybe 70 feet deep.
Okay.
You will have to swim.
Yep.
There is an open entrance.
I do not have to swim.
Can I? Oh, you can just boop.
I can boop over there and take one of those, but that will be my last 4th level spell.
Yeah.
Last
I
boopage.
would say save it.
It's not too far. You both would. Everybody would have to make probably 2 swim checks, so 2 athletics checks swimming across this area.
Yeah, I could do that.
To make it to what would be like safe landing on the edge of the temple, and then you could figure out how to enter.
You know who can't do that?
Carl.
Carl.
Carl
Do you
can.
want to take him?
Carl can. He could try to make the swim.
No.
Throw him?
No.
60 feet.
The crocodile's gonna jump up and snap him.
Carl, did you say that you don't know how to swim?
Oh.
I'm just saying that they kept me away from water because sometimes I do weird things with water.
What kind of weird things?
What do you do?
Oh my fucking god. What level are you?
Because I don't understand that comment or statement. I don't know, like weird things. Like sometimes I get angry, and then if I'm angry around the water, it does what I say.
Carl, can you get angry at this water?
But why?
Can Carl make the water like
The water
walkable?
wants to kill you.
Can he make it so we can walk on the fucking water?
It
Make it
told me.
hard.
It told me that that it wants to kill you, Carl.
The water definitely wants to kill you, Carl.
Let me see how this spell works because it is a very high level spell.
So.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
Fucking
Okay,
Carl.
he has an idea.
Of course he does.
Great.
Okay, Carl says, well, it doesn't affect like all the water, just like a little in an area of the water.
Mhm.
So maybe if we all got really close, I could I could do something.
What?
Tell us what you plan to do before we say yes.
Well,
Carl.
I don't really know how it works. Just a druid.
Just a 9th level druid.
He goes, I mean, what do you want me to do? Can I try? I could try.
Sure.
Let the boy try.
Okay.
Great.
Kagra is like looking at Carl like he's lost his mind. And he crawls
Welcome to our world.
and dismounts Ural and walks over to the edge of the water. And he closes his eyes and he holds his staff really, really close like he's gonna make a wish. Because he's adorable. And he starts saying mean things to the water. I hate you, water! You're so mean sometimes. You never do what I say. And he starts like yelling, "You're never gonna be anything, water. You're just a weakling. And he starts taking his own personal. Yeah, you never let me. And he clearly starts taking out his own personal aggressions and things people have said to him in the past out on this water. And as he does so, and he starts to get more and more angry, the water begins to shape as he begins to control it. And he. I know. It's okay. I know. And he opens his eyes and he goes, oh my, look! And he like raises his hands with his staff and he creates a sphere with the water because he can control the shape, about 100-foot sphere. And he says, I can't control the water. It's pushing really hard against it. You can see he's having to concentrate as he's cast a sphere inside the larger pool of water. He's like pushed it outwards to create an air bubble where all of you could potentially walk across the water.
Let's move. Let's just fucking
go.
go.
Can I just pick up Carl and start?
You're
moving
gonna
towards
have to
Carl?
because he's about to poop his pants. Like
Yeah,
he's like
I'm gonna just-
concentrating
I'm gonna-
really
I'm
hard.
just gonna run up to Carl and be like, "All right, good job." I'm gonna pick him up.
Ooh. And as you guys begin walking, because you have a little bit of a ways, something happens. You hear this goof against the bubble of water. You have kind of sunk in about halfway, so half of this sphere is submerged, and a giant crocodile is attempting to pierce the bubble of water. It came. You can see it like just like Jaws. It like nails the side of it, and it bounces back as it's trying to break through. And Carl goes, "Oh!" You can see it because it hurts every time it hits the water. Mr. Ural, I don't know how long I can hold this.
Oh boy, you better hold this. It just starts, now I feel like we should start running.
Carl,
Yeah.
Carl. I believe in you.
Don't break him, Jesus.
And he's like, Color, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. I hate you, water. I hate you, water. As he keeps trying to stay angry.
As I'm holding him, I'm gonna cast Lay on Hands as I'm carrying him.
Oh, that's nice. I don't. What does that add to him? Anything?
That's just +5 for every time.
Just okay, cool. So the giant crocodile basically is going to make a strength against his water bubble. At a 13 is not enough. The first one he booms off of it, and you can see as he's swimming, he's beginning to like circle you. A few other smaller crocodiles come behind, and they too make failed attempts to pierce it. The giant crocodile disappears into the darkness as you continue walking. You're about 50 feet now from it. Carl's like, it hurts.
Hey, Carl! If you mess this up, we're all going to die.
No.
Okay?
Out of 20, this giant crocodile rears back and it pierces the water and comes plopping into the air bubble with all of you.
Right.
How would you like to proceed?
Well, I'm holding fucking Carl.
How close to the air bubble is it? Is it like, I mean, into the water? Is it close?
It plopped inside of your air bubble. It broke the barrier.
Is the wall like close by?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's about 100 foot. So no, it's about to walk across to you. It's like moving at a rapid rate. It's a huge bubble.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because he basically control up to 100 feet of water, and all Carl's doing is like pushing it away and forcing it into a sphere around you.
Is there anything I can do to help Carl concentrate?
Run.
Yeah, if you can, all of you can start running and have the chase you, or you're welcome to go into combat with it. It's whatever. It's going to attack.
Let's just run.
We're running.
All right, so you're going to need to outrun it.
I can.
I'm sure you can.
Yikes!
Yikes!
Yeah.
Is it ahead of us or behind us?
It's like it came in at the side, basically.
Alright,
you.
cool.
Mm-hmm. So you guys could like run your extra 50 feet, and it's going to try to trail you before you reach the.
Yeah, I mean, I can with a dash. I can move 60 feet and around. So
great.
What does dash? Is it double?
Everybody's just like.
Yeah.
You guys run, and Carl's like. As every time it bounces on your shoulder and knocks the air out of him. You guys touch solid ground as you step onto the ancient ruin of this temple, the top of it. Carl lets the bubble free as it washes this giant croc off to the side as the water pushes it down. You're not free of it. It's still coming for you along with the other crocodiles. They can still swim. It's just water. But it has sent it pretty far back. So for knowledge on the map, just to kind of keep everybody in the loop, here's what I'll do.
Can I ready an attack for if it gets within melee range?
So I would say you guys have kind of landed here along this edge. Okay. The crocodile got knocked back. He's like way back here.
Oh, right.
Okay, so it's going to have to, it can swim pretty quickly, but it's going to have to take an entire action to swim towards you, probably 2, to totally bridge the gap.
What about the smaller crocodiles?
The first thing that I do when I hit ground is start looking for the way in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why don't you make a quick, you can make a perception, or if you really want to search for something, you can make that investigation check.
I'll just go with perception and point us in the right direction.
Yeah, if that's easiest for you.
25.
The side you guys came in on does not, but as you run around the exterior, now this top tier, as you stand on it and you look over the water's edge, you see that this is actually a ziggurat, that it has this kind of like stepped tier, and there's about 6 tiers of them.
Cool.
There is always on a ziggurat, a top entrance and a bottom entrance, and you start running the exterior of this 20 foot by 20 foot square, and you find it. It's the one tier below you, and there's the top entrance into this thing.
Great. Awesome. Over here!
She motions. You watch as everybody, I'm sure, runs. Carl's like, Conker's like, I hate the water, as he's like running for the entrance too.
God damn it, Conker.
Come on!
They hop in. Carl doesn't even hesitate. He runs right into the dark inside.
Oh, stay close, god damn it. As I'm like helping everyone in.
Don't run off.
Does everybody go? Everybody piles in? What's the plan?
Yeah, I'm running in.
Everybody runs in. Right as you, of course, hit the entrance, that giant crocodile like beaches behind you as it begins snapping and trying to grab you. The doorway is too small for anything but its head.
Can I hit its head?
You sure can. Go ahead and make an attack. It can't.
I just want to hit something.
It's just like it's like a giant croc, so its head fits through the doorway.
That's terrifying. I love it.
25.
Yeah, and it's like snapping. You know.
Holy! You take an extra.
Go away.
Okay, great. So 5 points of damage as you like smack it. We'll say you hit it in the eye, and it like
Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot.
That's what I did.
Bad crocodile.
right? You guys like
No.
whack it on the nose, and it backs up and kind of pulls away. You can hear it like doing that hiss that crocodiles do. And Carl's like,
nerd.
"Oh, we're sorry, Mr. Crocodile," as it swims
No,
away.
we aren't, Carl.
Shut the fuck up, Carl.
I'm sorry. And as Carl speaks, and the 5 of you stand in this very dark, empty chamber, his voice echoes out.
Oh, you
damn it.
fuck you.
And it just echoes through this chamber that you stand in. You can see that this level has been what looks to be completely looted. It's just ancient ruins. There seems to be not a whole lot here.
Everybody, these people will kill us as soon as they even get a sense we're here. So
Quiet.
quiet, eyes open.
Carl,
He was
Do you
getting ready
remember-
to touch something on the wall.
do you remember the conversation we had about your tongue?
Oh, that it's supposed to stay in my head?
How do we keep your tongue in your head?
By not saying things.
Still applies.
Hey.
Now
Is
more
the-
than ever.
Is the inside like dark?
It is very dark.
Okay, so I believe the orcs should have dark vision, right?
Yeah, I think everybody has dark vision, but Carl.
But Carl and
And,
Tristan.
And me.
Tristan. Yeah, so Carl, you can see him. He's kind of like feeling around in the dark, and he's like running his hand.
Stop doing that.
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry. It was something on the wall, Miss Ricky.
don't touch it.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look at what he was looking at, Chelsea.
Whatever.
I need a Carl leash.
I hand you
So-
a rope.
That's a good idea.
So there's a few things. You start to look over this. There's definitely something written on the wall. It is not in a language that you can read,
Cool.
or
Is
at
it
least
a
not one
language?
that you're familiar with.
Is it
Not-
a language
not-
I can read?
Common halfling or thieves can't.
Correct. Anybody else want to toss out languages they know? I'll tell you if it's that language.
Yeah. Orcish, Dwarven, Infernal.
Um,
Ah,
okay, the infernal.
ah.
So
Fucking bards, man.
as you start to like look it over, it is not perfect infernal, not the way that infernal is written or spoken today. It seems to be some kind of either probably early variant where infernal stemmed from. There are these pieces that you pick up, but nothing makes any sense in terms of like what you can actually make out. You can't read it, so you can only imagine that this language is ancient.
Okay.
They're
And not used
Probably.
anymore.
Would I can I make like just a general history check, see if I can
Sure.
figure anything out about this place?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That was a 2.
I was about to say, out
I
of
rolled a 2.
13, I mean, you already know that this would have been a temple that the Sul would have used. I mean, it is called the Lost City. It is their Lost City. So you can rightfully assume maybe it is an old variant language of theirs. If this is a temple and it has pieces of infernal, it may actually be a temple to a demon. They were not unknown for worshiping the worst kind of things.
Oh goody.
But that being said, you know that it's not populated or inhabited by them before. So everything here seems to be old and out of date. There's nothing in this kind of singular room. Except in the middle of the floor, a small bowl.
What's it made of?
It's made of clay, and Carl accidentally kicks it.
Oh, for God's sake.
No,
He's like walking, and he like bumps it, and it like makes noise across the floor. And he goes, "Oh, I found something!"
No. Literally 1 minute ago, we talked about your volume.
I didn't. It wasn't. I didn't.
Shut the fuck up.
I just hit. I hit something. It's right there.
Ricky has started to get super twitchy.
Yep.
As we're all talking, and Carl's being Carl, where she's scratching that spot on her arm again, to the point where it's bleeding again, under her sleeve. And she's just like shaking her head, like so angry. She wants to.
Miss Ricky, are you okay?
She's just looking at him with her jaw clenched, and the blood is trickling down.
Are you hurt? I can fix that. Here, have a berry. And he holds out a good berry.
Take it with like some blood on my fingertips and put it in my mouth. No, there's blood on my face. Doesn't really notice it.
It just tastes like a pocket berry, but it does, if you have anything, it'll heal you for 1 HP.
I'm full though.
Do you have a rash? My mom told me about ladies that have rashes.
I am actually going to cut this kid's fucking tongue out of his head.
She's like trying to hold it together. She wants to smack him.
He goes, "Here, let me help you, Miss Ricky." And he goes over to the bowl and picks it up.
I'm losing my mind.
Carl.
What?
Carl, are you a fucking moron?
I don't think so.
Carl, come here. Just be quiet and come here.
Okay, I found something. Oh, nobody cares.
What did you find? What are you holding?
It's a bowl.
The clay bowl
It's a bowl.
that he kicked.
I didn't mean to. It was in the middle. Oh, put a bowl in the middle of the room.
I take the bowl. Can I take a look at what the bowl
Yeah,
looks like?
roll an investigation on the bowl. It looks like a clay bowl.
It looks like a regular bowl, Carl.
Put
Put it back. Put it back.
Okay,
Give it to me.
Carl,
Give it to Ricky.
Give it to
Volume.
me. Wait, no.
I take it, and I'm just looking at him. I swear to God, if he says one more word, I might lose it. And I go back and I put it where it was. Is there any like stain in the bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can roll an investigation too on like the bowl
Okay.
and everything on it. Yep.
10.
Since you're looking specifically for a stain, yes, there is a stain on the inside of the bowl.
Like blood or like something
Like
else?
a dark stain.
Does this seem like something like magical? like
Does anybody have
use some
detect
magic?
magic on?
I
Oh,
do.
no. Oh.
Well, I don't have it on, but I have.
Yeah, it just takes you an action.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, wait.
Ricky is about to
Oh, I'm sorry. I
wipe
have
some blood in there.
I have dispel magic. Sorry. Oh no, I do
Okay.
have detect magic. I do. Yes. Yes, I do.
So you can bloop, you cast it. Nothing in this room is magical except for that bowl. It emanates a very magical light.
I look at the bowl. What the fuck?
I'm literally about to stick my bloody hand at it.
Wait.
What?
What are you doing?
There's something weird about that bowl.
There's
Dren,
there's a
take a look
blood
at it.
stain in it.
Do you want to talk us through what
So,
you're doing?
Okay, yeah, that's great communication. That's
Yes.
I love it.
Quietly.
Carl
I'm
goes,
sure you-
"Oh, look, there's pictures on the
Carl.
outside." And
This mother.
he points at a nat 20. Because of course, Carl, even in the dark, Carl like points and goes, "Oh, look, there's a picture on the outside of
How can Carl see that? It's dark in here.
Oh, that's right. I guess he can't see it. So, at a 20 still intelligence investigate on the room, Carl can't see anything, but he's like feeling around
The
the
light
outside.
from the door.
The light from the door is
Yeah.
pouring in, and he stands there and he trips
Oh my god.
over something in the floor, and he goes, "Oh, look!" and he sticks his finger into a hole in the floor.
Fuck my
I
life.
quit.
And
I
he's
quit.
at a 20, and he points to the bowl and goes, "Oh, I see pictures."
Oh my fucking god.
Does it say to pour blood in the hole, Carl?
No, it has
No.
a dead orc on it.
Oh.
Oh.
and you flip it over, and sure enough, Carl has like pointed it out. And now that you can see it, that it seems to be some kind of ritual. There's these pictographs around the outside in this clay bowl, very similar to the way you would have dealt in like the old Roman bowls that were used in cemeteries and catacombs. And it shows the step-by-step process of draining an orc into a large basin.
I look up.
Nothing else in this room.
But no other way out. That's why I think the bowl... There's got to be a way out of here. There's got to be...
You're also at the very top of a...
Right, we don't operate on top floors. There's a bottom entrance.
Can I make like I mean, I know it's not going to really tell me much, but can I make an Arcana check?
You can make an Arcana. Anybody can also make an investigation that hasn't already.
Nice.
This is a ceremonial bowl. It seems to be used for rituals. You don't know anything about blood spells in particular, at least not in your forte. But the images on this, just based on general knowledge, seem to hint at, like everything else has, that it requires orc blood.
Are you a half orc or a full orc?
I'm a full orc.
Okay.
Kagra goes, I could do it.
Why? Why would we do it? My thought was that it might open something.
I can try.
It seems like you need... I point to the picture. Oh, I don't know if we can see it, but those who can see it.
I'll prick my thumb again like I did over the well, and I just kind of hold it out to Ricky, like, inquisitively. I'm going to follow her lead, because she seems to know what the fuck is going on.
You drip a few drops of blood into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, was that what you do? Is that what you want to do?
No, I was kind of waiting for Ricky to tell me to do it.
I don't know. There's nothing else in this room. There's no, like, pulley system where people could be hanged?
No, not in here.
Then
it's your call, Ricky.
I don't think that any of you should be putting your blood when there's some kind of blood magic going on. If we can't be... I mean, I don't even see something that could open. At least nothing mundane.
Do like a thorough search of the room and see if there's any like panels in the floor.
I was about to say, you have it. You can. If you would like to look, you can roll an investigation, or an insight. None of you have rolled an insight either.
I'll roll an insight. Oh, it doesn't matter.
There seems to be some kind of panel in the floor. There's like this, when you start running your fingers around, you see what Carl was talking about. Like there are these grooves in the walls, all the writing. And then as you start to fill out the floor, it's not bricks. There seems to be a very large 10 foot by 10 foot square groove in the floor. And all of you are standing in the middle of it. There is in fact a finger-sized hole, like a thumb-sized hole in the center.
Oh.
Should I put my finger in that hole?
No.
Okay.
Maybe first instincts were maybe right. I'll go put the bowl back where it was. I'm just like look at Dren because he seems to know what's going on.
I have a crowbar. Would that fit in the hole?
The end of the crowbar? No, it's actually smaller than that. Like I said, it's just about the thumb side. You guys watch Kagra walk over and he pulls a dagger from his waist and he slices his wrist open.
No, I really don't want you to do it. Can I dive in front?
Yeah, you totally can because he's going
dive over the bowl.
He goes,
no.
There's what? It clearly needs blood.
Kagra, we cannot afford to be rash.
Yeah, listen, Kagra, if anything, you should not do it. You're the person.
Yeah.
None of your blood should touch this place.
But it needs orc blood.
That's fine. I'll do it.
Kagra,
you should.
This floor opens if we can find a way to open it without invoking blood magic.
Well, is it? I mean, maybe I'm just a stupid orc here, but the hole. What if we put the blood in the hole?
No, yeah, no, we know.
Believe me, Kagra, we are way ahead.
Listen. I feel like this is the only option we have.
Um,
Nah.
Ricky,
I'm with Ural.
I was about to say, you do know from like your perspective earlier, there is a lower entrance,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to swim down about 60 feet to get to it because it's on the lower decks.
And I mean, there's a fucking giant ass crocodile outside. We can't go back out.
If you want to go down, that is an option, or you can attempt to. I know
it's
whatever you want to do.
I know it's risky, but here, let me do it.
Okay.
And plus, I am like immune to poison or disease, which
Mhm.
I don't know if that's gonna help anything.
Just not Kagra.
Yeah, not Kagra. So I like
Ricky's
I
ad.
pulled a knife from Kagra.
I mean,
Go over there.
I write things, right? I have writing implements like quills and things like that.
Sure.
Can I just poke a quill or something into the hole and just see if, like, someone who was going to put a finger in would potentially lose a finger?
Yeah,
before
yeah. You can dump it. You pour it in and test it. Nothing happens. It seems to go even deeper than your quill. It looks like just looking down it, it is a very deep hole, as if maybe it runs the entire length, possibly. Of
I
the
just-
cigarette.
I'm just gonna cut a sizable cut on my hand
Okay.
and squeeze like a decent amount of blood into the bowl.
Do you want to fill up to the line?
Oh, there's a line.
Yeah, there's like inside the bowl. There's a stain.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'll
Dark
try to
stain.
match it. I'll try to match it.
You are gonna take a little bit of damage for this because
fine.
it's a lot of blood. So you'll just take a d6 worth of damage. So you take 3 points as you can feel just the amount of blood you have to use. It's a decent sized bowl and it requires about half of it to be full. How do you proceed after? Let's say that.
Well, first, after I fill it up, I want to step back just to see if anything happens.
Okay. You just leave it on the ground and where the hole is.
Yeah, like where it was, like
Uh-huh.
where Ricky put it down.
I'm getting off this panel that seems like it opens.
Yep.
Yeah, so everyone should get off, and then I'm gonna pick. If nothing happens, I'm gonna pick up the bowl and then start to try to pour it into the hole.
You begin to nothing happens at first, and as you make the decision to step onto the platform and begin pouring the blood into the hole, you pour and pour and pour and pour and pour, and even the drops that land on the stone around it almost get sucked in like a vacuum, as if it wants all of the blood. And you empty the bowl, and a couple seconds go by, and then the ground begins to shake.
Well,
I
And-
want to step back a bit.
I was about to say, you watch
Where
as
are
the
you now?
10-foot platform begins to lower itself.
Oh, I'm just like, all right, well, get
fuck.
jump on.
Okay, yeah.
Does
The
everybody
stealthy
hop on?
approach is out.
Yeah. All right. So everybody hops on, and you begin riding this platform down to the interior level of the temple in the lost city of the Soul. And that's where we will end today's episode as you enter the temple. Next week will be our finale episode as you attempt to stop whatever is happening inside this temple before it happens at midnight when the eclipse takes place.
Hell yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
here next week? I know it's Thanksgiving.
Oh,
for you
next
guys.
it is Thanksgiving, but it is technically the Saturday after. So we're gonna say
Yeah.
yes tentatively. If there becomes an issue, we'll reschedule one additional game because I do want to close this one out with a bang.
Cool.
So let's go around to cast and crew. You guys, make your comments. Tell us what you loved, what you hated, the what the fuck moments, and then let us know
I
where we
think
can
we all
find you.
know what the fuck.
and then,
Yeah.
and then we can where we can find you online. And we'll actually start with Paul saying such things.
Well, hi, my name is Inmo123, aka Paul. I played Ural, the now slightly bloodless orc. I had a lot of fun today, especially like finally. It's like we've been working towards this present, and now we finally get to open the ribbon.
Yep.
And now we open the top, and now next week we're gonna look inside.
Yep.
And
it's
a
gonna-
little surprised though was definitely Carl being a fucking druid, which makes sense though. Like looking back at everything, it all makes sense. Like it just like even his backstory of them forcing him to use a sword instead of embracing his magical side. That like
He's
it all
such a
makes sense.
pacifist too.
Yeah,
Like if you think
So,
about
yeah.
it, he's a super pacifist.
and I thought he was just weird talking to animals, but I guess there was a fucking reason. We never really like we were so annoyed with him, we didn't care to actually find out.
Yep.
So it was cool. That was probably my big holy shit moment, and I'm glad to see he's not just a burden. And I think Ural at that moment realized, because he spends his entire time training orcs anyway. At that time he realized like, all right, this kid has potential, maybe he could be useful. So
Here's to hoping. I guess I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to make a legit character sheet for Carl next week. Now that he's made it clear to everybody what his deal is.
yeah, and it's just cool because like I feel like Earl has this interest bond with him now, and he's like, I want to know more about this. It's good. 'cause-
Yeah. I was telling them at break, Carl was not supposed to be a character. I think we can thank Lauren actually for that. She was like, "No, Chelsea."
It's your fault.
Yeah, because from the, like the
I
first
know.
episode,
I
you
always hurt
dragged him.
myself.
Yeah, I was really fun. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/in1123. Twitter, social media, Instagram, all that is in1123. Variety caster here, and yeah, I had a super fun.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Speaking of Lauren, hi Lauren.
Hey,
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, you guys. I had a long day of streaming. I think that's exactly 12 hours. So I'm a little dead, but also I'm very much alive because this was a blast. I really loved finally getting to wreck something fully. Just like get fucked. It was awesome. Yes, I'm also very surprised at Carl.
We gotta
I
get
have
Carl
to
some proper
prioritize-
training. You guys need to get Carl some proper training.
Yeah, so he can hit things.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at That's All Too Ginger. Woo! Tomorrow, of course, is my beloved Project Athena, a Pulp Cthulhu campaign over on Grimjack 21502. Last week was our 1-year anniversary episode.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's crazy. Someone died. It wasn't me.
Oh,
Spoiler alert,
Okay.
because then you would know because Greg would be in hiding. So you can find us over there. Grimjack 21502 tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Craziness. And then on Mondays, I'm on the Scraticus Academy at 6 p.m. Eastern for some D&D 5e set in Eberron.
Hi, yes, I did. Sorry, I was kind of in a bit of a fog and my voice is going and all that, so I wasn't talking too much. But I had a good time. What the fuck, Carl? Really liked you're all stepping up there at the end and just taking charge, which was cool from him, who in the beginning we saw as more of like a timid and kind of always looking to Dren a lot. So that was really cool to me. And yeah, fucking Carl. I am on Twitter at DM_LSP. I am the MC of the Nerds on a Roll podcast, and I play Dristan Traherne, everyone's favorite cleric dad, here on Saturday nights.
definitely Carl.
Hello. I have never been more infuriated by an NPC in my life than Carl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I've run NPCs and my players hated, and it's nice to be on the other side of it for once. I am on. That's just the end of my 13th hour of gaming today, so I am exhausted, and I think that came through when Carl was talking. I think it was super fun though, and I can't wait to see how this is going to end. I've no idea what's about to happen in this fucking temple at all, so I'm really looking forward to it. I am Chris. You can find me on Twitters at Pangalactic. I run a D&D website called Loot the Room, and on Saturdays I am here for this, and also earlier in the day for Rise of the Temple of Elemental Evil. And next week it's just going to be one-on-one me and Severick, because everyone's away for Thanksgiving, so we're going to get deep into Gaul's backstory. It's going to be super fun. And yeah.
I think chat's
Chelsea,
saying,
you might be muted.
Yeah.
Oh, was I muted? I'm sorry.
I think just you.
Oh, it's just me. Yeah, I was actually chatting with him today, in fact, about his what's happening. He was tossing ideas around. So yeah.
Yeah, he's he's a good guy. It's a really fun game, and I'm terrified of being the only fucking player in that next week. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. One-on-ones are great. I love one-on-ones.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I'm Little Red Dot. If you dig what I'm putting down, you can catch me here next week until we close this out. I'm hoping to be back on Greyhawk. We're just trying to figure some schedules, so I'm not sure what that is yet, so I can't announce any of it. But you can catch me playing games on a lot of other places as well, so you can keep up with my schedule. Follow me on Twitter. I have officially launched an indie gaming program every month on my own channel where we play test through stuff and new games. So yeah, I'm playtesting through a Prohibition campaign right now, and I will be launching Witch Girl Adventures coming in December. So if you need to get your teen angst on and you need it to be all witchy style, we got both for you.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Other than that, I'm so excited to close this campaign out. I can't wait to actually get into the temple to dive in to see what's there and to potentially face some pretty harsh realities for everyone. So we will be back at it next week. Until then, thank you all so much. We really appreciate you showing up, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.